Ja. Markeert eller? Geen kop.
Hoe ver zijn op Jannie?
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on
This morning I'm sharing the stage with guinea fowl, and quite a few of them, as you can see. Yeah, they're sharing the stage with guinea fowl and barking dogs in a residential area here in Somerset West.
In the heart of shadows where headlines grow, a name engraved in whispers and undertow. what's unclean. Hold the ties that thread and tangle tight. Diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. Persona non grata carried far away.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Sierra Papa 27 to tower, Sierra Papa 27 to tower. Taxi runway 11. You are cleared for takeoff. Tower is Sierra Papa 21, roger. Tower is Sierra Papa 21. I have in-flight emergency. In-flight emergency. Declaring an emergency. Sierra Papa 21, this is Tower. You are cleared. You are cleared to return runway 21. Sorry, folks. Sorry. I was just getting my personal Air Force up and running this morning. A little mechanical problem here. My operational readiness rate is somewhere around the same level as the South African Air Force, which is at 0.018%. Less than 2% operational readiness. 6 aircraft operational. My solo aircraft in Wyatt Air Force, just 1 aircraft, currently 0% operational. Apparently, I neglected to charge the battery. So I can't, I can't get in the air at the moment. So I'm in the same boat as the South African Air Force. I just thought I'd share that this morning. Here's my spy equipment right there. There you go. It's on a gimbal, so it does a really good job taking pictures. Right? So I just, unfortunately, I'm in the same boat as the South African Air Force. I had no idea that I was in this bad a shape. 0% operational readiness. That sucks. Apparently, when the South African Air Force comes, I won't be able to defend myself. That sucks. Oh well. I guess it's. I should be scared of Zikalala and Fikile and Cyril and Paul Mashatile and all the other people who are threatening America. What the hell is wrong with my Air Force? Anyway. Hey, folks, welcome back. It is still Monday night here. It's Tuesday everywhere except here in the United States and certain points to the west of here. But yeah, it's already Tuesday in the rest of the world. Welcome to the program, folks. I do need to upgrade that drone, John. That drone is 11 years old. But you see what condition it's in? You see, I take care of my things. I repair my potholes. I keep my vehicles operational and rust-free. Too soon, ANC too soon. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen, on another day. Well, wow, I was knackered. I took a little nap. Shame. I had planned to prepare a bunch of videos for this evening, but just a little too much taken out of me. It's been a long day. I started my day with plans to accomplish several things. I did accomplish one of the things I had accomplished this morning. That was it. Actually, two, because I managed to get a hold of Neil Diamond, and we had an interview this afternoon, so two. But there were a couple other things. And then the day just got away from me. I had first off, tell people about the fact that the American Embassy finally got off its bum and produced some frequently asked questions regarding the refugee program, which reassured a lot of people in South Africa. So I did a stream on it. And yes, I took a victory dance. Me posing dance of joy, victory dance, because everything I said was 100% correct. And I said it when the thing happened, not 6 weeks later, like the American Embassy said. One slight difference with what they're saying about citizenship, but I mean, they're wrong. And I'm right. No, but seriously, so that started my day off. Then we had the news, and after the news, I had Neil Diamond on. Whew. And after Neil Diamond, then I had to run into the Veterans Organization to sign some checks, to pay some bills, and check on what's going on and see how things went yesterday. It was a good day on Sunday, but not nearly as good a revenue day as I'd hoped for, but still a decent one to help pay some bills. And then all kinds of crazy stuff happened. I had to deal with some disciplinary issues, take a look into some things. I got called back in to sign another check so we could pay a gentleman off who produced T-shirts for the organization. Yeah, and then get ready to leave. And as I had to talk to one employee about an issue, then I talked to another employee about an issue, encouraging both of them to behave in a different fashion. They both responded very well. That was good to see. And I go sign a further check. I thought I'd be leaving already. Got there at 5:30, and I'm getting ready to leave, and it's going on 7 o'clock. And as I walk out the front door, there are 6 law enforcement officers waiting for me outside the door. And I first thought is, okay, what's this all about? And one of the cops points to me, and I couldn't see which law enforcement they were initially because they had a couple different types of uniforms. And the one that I need to know had body armor with stencil on the back. No, it wasn't the FBI. So one law enforcement officer says, "That the guy?" He pointed at me. I'm like, "Excuse me, the guy? What guy? We talking? I'm the commander here. How can I help you?" And they said, "Are you this person?" I said, "No, I'm not this person." Do I look like that? And well, to be fair, it was a computer printout and a rather grainy picture of the individual they were looking for. They had a bench warrant for someone's arrest. And anyway, so long story short, they did come in and find the person who happened to be patronizing the organization and arrested that person and took them away. So then I came home. I finally got I had some chili this evening, a little nibble, nosh to eat. Watched a little, about 40 minutes of television, and kind of passed out for a couple hours. Got up and started preparing for the next day, which is the night before. So there's a lot more to my day. That's just the surface of it. So when I saw that the South African Air Force operational readiness rate was down to 0.018%, my concerns about being invaded by the SANDF were greatly relieved. So I thought it was time to check the operational readiness rate of my personal Air Force. That's my spy plane there from DJI, my drone. And unfortunately, my DJI Phantom battery was flat this morning. So therefore, I have no self-defense should the drones be looking for me. These aren't the drones you're looking for, nor are they the droids you're looking for. Welcome back to the program, folks. Good morning to folks around the world, particularly those in South Africa and Europe and points farther east. AJ Quinn was here at the outset, Louise Rayner. And sorry for the start time, folks, but I need to put a few things together, and so I need a few more minutes. It was either going to be 11:30 or midnight, and I want to get going 11:30 tonight so I can do some more production tomorrow morning. Also, work on my taxes, which I didn't get to today. I told myself I'd do it, and I did not get to it. Yeah, once you get going, it goes pretty quickly. I can have them done in a day or so once I get into it, but there's a couple humps I got to overcome with home office deduction and things like that. It takes a bit of time. So Louise Rayner says, "Thank you having Neil Diamond. I'm sure everyone got good information. What you've said all this time." Oh, you're welcome, Louise. And I think that maybe people treat Neil Diamond a little bit fairer after they had a chance to hear where he was coming from, what was going on. I think an absence of information often creates uncertainty, and it makes people easy targets, particularly on social media. When you have all the facts, I mean, like, for instance, the clown who keeps stealing my content and misrepresenting it, trying to paint me as some sort of radical lunatic or right-wing nut job. If he actually looked at the content, looked at the entire portfolio of the things I do for the benefit of all humankind, and not simply focus on things that fit his worldview, so he can go, aha, see, then he would find out that he's greatly mistaken. And I don't know if he feels guilty, because a lot of people that behave in that fashion don't feel guilty. But anyway, Jean Spence, welcome to you. Nod Small, Jennifer Lisa Patton, welcome to you. Real Wesley Smith, Chris Stander, Edward Scott, Gidi Maloney, Fred Baranga, Anthony Meyer, or mayor. Willem Janssen van Rensburg, Charles van Olsen, the voice of reason. Charles is here. Louisa van der Mave, Vanna, Dougie Raymond, man. Cool beans. Timothy Cooperis. Little Miss Know-It-All. I still love that username, Little Miss Know-It-All. Heidi. I don't know who Little Miss Know-It-All is, but I have a picture, I have a picture in my mind, of who Little Miss Know-It-All is. She's got a sharp comeback for everything. At least I would hope that with that username. Heidi Waring, welcome to you. Sean Nadia. Derek Gale, good morning. Okay. Hendo is here, our moderator extraordinaire. Boy, Hendo's been working overtime, as has Arctic and Debbie and Erica. A whole bunch of moderators have been working really hard. And if I missed any, it wasn't intentional, folks. Just it's early morning or late night here. Kevin Bannister, Vegas. Vegas, baby. Vegas. Thomas Holmes, off to work soon. Well, I'm glad you popped in before you went. Every view helps the channel. Thank you for that. Derek Krüger, Nicolette Steenkamp, Jean Kotze, okay, Gerard Benada, okay, Vanna. Who else we got here? Cycling Journeys. That sounds exciting. Sounds like someone who's fit, unlike me. I'm not very fit at the moment. Going to have to get going there and get some exercise in. I did get some walking in the past few days, whether I wanted to or not, particularly walking around Baltimore with my visitors from South Africa, or the visitors from South. They're not my visitors. Yeah, but I was in pain the whole time. I was really in a lot of pain walking around down there. Peter Jean Vust, welcome to you. Linda Griesel. Is it Leon Lombard? Hello. Jappie Brandt. Janneke Renke. Well, you guys got some serious names I got to pronounce there today. Amanda Brown, Julie Mau, Michelle Heckler, okay, and Martin van der Merwe, Graham Kelly, Odin's Viking. Thomas likes my sense of humor. I'm glad to hear that. Some people won't take that funny. Oh, look at this guy mocking the South African Defense Force. Nope, just stating the obvious, folks. When your operational ready rate is 0%, 0.018, that's nothing to be proud of. 6 out of 330 South African Air Force aircraft are operational. That's pretty frightening. Given the fact that just 20 years ago, we bought a bunch of Gripens, 18 to be exact. Supposed to been 24, but they screwed it up because too much money was given to the likes of Jacob Zuma and Shabir Sheikh and others. Sarul Skuman, good morning. Racial tensions on a massive rise. If you scroll through Facebook, you see things that are going south. Yeah, and why isn't Facebook banning any of those people? Not they just let racists have their field day on Facebook, but boy, you say something about the government's jab program, and you are spanked immediately. Remember those days? Remember those days? Zuckerberg is a fraudulent scumbag who should not be trusted. Remember, you all love WhatsApp. Who owns WhatsApp? Meta. I'm not speaking against WhatsApp. I use it extensively. It's the most reliable platform. But people diss Telegram. I don't know why. Maybe because it's owned by a Russian oligarch. But whatever. He's a Russian entrepreneur in my mind. Lives in the Middle East. Graham served in the Air Force in 87, 89. Yeah, we saw one of the last Impalas, the last operational Impala crash with a very famous pilot. Past few days. Sad story there. Don't go on Facebook. It makes my temperature rise. Yeah, I don't go on Facebook unless I have to. I avoid it like the plague. Really just cannot stand Facebook. It has become such a rotten platform because of the censorship and because of the behavior of people on. Well, Twitter's the same way, but at least you can get some free speech in there. A Boiling Frog loves my cap. Supposed to be a Bulls fan, but love the Stormers. Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. I love going to Loftus when the Bulls and the Stormers play, or when it's Province and the Bulls. It's great stuff. It's always fun to see those teams. And I have to be fair. I think every game I've been to, the Stormers have played at Loftus. I think every game the Stormers have won. Maybe that's why I like it so much. And then Lisa says, "Thank you. You're welcome, Lisa." Okay. Well, Gerard Benanati, you have to understand that Facebook became such a standard in so many different services, like for military services, for morale, welfare, and so on, and also for government hours and things like that. You had to have a Facebook account, so you didn't have a choice. Now, I'm an OG when it comes to Facebook. I have had a Facebook account since none of y'all had one. Because, well, maybe a couple of you might have, but when Facebook first came about, Zuckerberg and his team were at university, they created it. I was doing postgraduate studies by distance education with Troy University, working on a master's program. And we had to collaborate. And the best tool other than Blackboard, which we used for the classroom, Blackboard, that's a software environment that academics use. It was very popular for years ago. I don't know if it still is because I haven't used Blackboard in a couple of years now. But Blackboard was huge for a long time. But then outside of that, the students, we got together on Facebook. And only university students can enroll. Or sign up for Facebook. So I signed up for Facebook when only university students could do it. And we used it. It was very effective. But then it wasn't the domain of 12-year-old girls experiencing their first cycle or Tawnies, blue-haired Tawnies who were complaining about their neighbors, which is what it's become. Nothing against Tawnies. They're lovely people. I'm just saying it's not my cup of tea. It's like hanging out at a retirement village. Running out of time. Promise to save as many as possible. Save what, James? What are you saving, James? Marky Pretorius, welcome to you. Natasha Posthumous, Reg Dodd, Ellen Kotza. What are you saving, James? What did I miss? I'm sorry I missed something there. I don't see anything from you. Let's see if James said something. You didn't say anything. If you did, it's not here. Maybe YouTube took it out without my knowledge. 244 people here at this early morning hour in South Africa and in Europe, and it's late here on the East Coast. But yeah, folks, I got to tell you, earlier today, I walk out the door and there's 6 law enforcement officers. Oh, whoa. Some were, 2 were local police from local police force, and the rest were from the constables in the county office. They arrested the gentleman without incident, and we're outside, had to check his vehicle and check him and all that stuff and make sure he's safe. But when I came back out, I noticed their cruiser was still blocking one of the exits so people couldn't get out of the parking lot in case this guy tried to flee, and the other vehicles along the side. And as I came out, the gentleman on the side thanked me for the cooperation with law enforcement. Like, you're welcome. It's our pleasure to help you. I'm glad it was incident-free. No one was injured. And then the other cops who had the guy in the car in the cruiser thanked me as well. So, yep. Wow, what an evening that was. Crazy stuff. I mean, it just reminds me how easily people can get in trouble. I mean, I don't break the law. I don't run afoul of law. I don't abuse other people and just, wow, there's the cops and they're ready to put handcuffs on somebody just that quickly. Always cooperate with law enforcement, folks. Assuming they're real law enforcement. South Africa, you run the risk that they aren't real law enforcement. James says, bless you, Chris, keep working. Okay, I don't know what you're running out of there, but there's a Sean Nadir's membership for 1 month. Hang on, I think my alerts is off. I have to keep turning off when I have interviews because it gets distracting for people. Turn off the persona non grata. Turn off the opening. Okay, now where is the alert box? It's off, and there it is. Sorry about that, Sean Nadir. So here you go. Super chat, just loading. Anyone else struggling? It might be, I don't know, but thank you for putting it in there. It is just that it became a cesspool of woke idiots that the platform to sow their excitement. Yeah, Gerard, that's the problem. The original Facebook had some great intent, but also the structure of it's very awkward because I have a business account on there related to the Veterans Nonprofit Organization that I'm the commander of, and using that business account, just adding users and giving permissions is so damn convoluted. It makes YouTube's functions look quite easy, and YouTube's are actually rather easy, but Facebook is just so damn complicated. I by the way, if you contact me on Facebook, I ignore you. I don't answer things on Facebook. Honestly, the only thing I ever see on there from Facebook that I might answer is someone who's a family member, extended family member. I mean, I closed my Facebook years ago, and so I don't even know if it's up to date. So I barely ever put anything on Facebook. I use it just as a tool to communicate with people. I try using it for my channel, but there weren't that many people on there, so it just didn't do much for me. So I rarely update it. Blue Light Gang got taken out there by me. On the N3, hijacking cars. Okay, Pete, find them ever. I'm going to assume you're in law enforcement. We'll leave it at that. Okay. Good morning, Kay's Garden. Nicolette, Facebook is the worst at this point. Yep. I think I'm on Facebook since 2005 and only one profile. Yep. And G. Brent. Good morning, Elizabeth. And why don't my messages show? Yappy Brandt, there's your message. What are you putting in there that's pissing off YouTube? I see your message. Maybe they put you on slow. Let me just check something, make sure that we're not on slow, because I noticed that this stuff is kind of slow right now. I was on slow earlier, but that should have been for one video, and that was because I had the big interview. So let's take a look and see what's going on with the chat. Okay, customization, live chat. No, I'm not in slow mode. This is normal. Okay, that was just for the one. I want to make sure that didn't put it all the time, because that's the first time I think I've ever used slow mode when I had Neil Diamond on there. And somebody said about why is it slow mode? Well, dude, so people get a chance to respond. You shouldn't be able to just hit the key return, hit key return, hit key return, and keep people busy. We're trying to read the chat and add things of value there. So I mean, if you need to chat, if you need to post a question more than every 60 seconds, then you're just really not. You're not contributing. You're just saying me. Well, folks, I see Yappy Brandt's message. Vans de Bones is here. Morning Klassens. Chris Marie is here. Good morning, Chris Marie. Facebook is useful to store photos. Secret is not to read any updates. Yeah, well, that sounds like Twitter. Don't read any updates. South African media losing their mind once again over Donald Trump simply reposting a tweet to Truth Social. Elon Musk had a tweet and he put it on Truth Social, and I didn't say anything, and they losing their mind. Trump's out again. Trump's not out again. He didn't do anything except retweet something. I'm on slow. My coffee will fix that, says Nicolette. Felicity Monroe, welcome to you. Keith Alderson is in from Coventry, my UK crowd. Hendo, Keith Alderson, and a few others. Hopefully they're here. The Right Reverend Rawhide. Erasmus, another OG. Lindy Donhauser, very busy participant. Oh, I just got a slow connection here. Why am I spinning? What's going on over here? That's weird, seeing yourself spin around, you know. Kind of funny how quickly Neil Diamond started punting for the land of the free after traveling back south there for a week. Let's be fair, Arctic. Let's be fair. I thought that was a very interesting interview. I don't know what you all thought. I think most people enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was very, very, very productive, I thought. Yeah. Well, let's be fair. 2 years ago, in the land of the free, many of us were circumcised about what we said. Arden says, I'm being fair. Okay. All right. Charles Van Onsen thought it was good. Now, Charles is the voice of reason. So Charles endorses it, then I'll say it. I'll listen to that. Okay. Alma, hello to you. Well, let's get to some of the things I want to talk about tonight. The Daily Maverick's got a few things, but I want to skip ahead of that and go to that tweet. So Donald Trump reposted this. Well, this is actually on his Twitter account, but it's not Trump. This is not Trump who did it on Twitter. This is actually an account that retweets his stuff. So I don't know who controls that account, but it's not Donald Trump. But this is what they're losing their minds over. So let me get to this very quickly here. There you go. So Elon Musk posted this. Very few people know that there is a major political party in South Africa that is actively promoting white genocide. The video below was just yesterday. The whole arena chanting about killing white people. A month ago, the government passed a law legalizing taking property from white people at will with no payment. Where's the outrage? Why is there no coverage by legacy media? Starlink can't get a license to operate in South Africa simply because I'm not black. How is that right? Well, okay. Now, let's be correct here. Starlink hasn't applied for a license. That's factual. And they haven't applied because they're not going to give up 30% of equity because they have to give 30% of equity up to someone who's black. So Elon Musk is partially true. So on the Pinocchio scale, we'll give him 1 Pinocchio out of 4. 4 would be a lie. So slightly misleading when it comes to Starlink. Starlink can get a license, but you have to give up your equity, which is bullshit. You shouldn't have to do that. So as far as the law passed a month ago, taking property, it's not just from white people at will. It's from anybody. So let's be clear about that, Elon. It's from anybody. Anybody's property can be confiscated at any time with no compensation. And it's not just abandoned property. It can be any property. The law doesn't especially, it mentions abandoned, but it's any property can be taken. So it's everybody's property. So that's 2 Pinocchios out of 4 for Elon. And then the video about the EFF chanting about murdering white people is true. It's true. No Pinocchios. That's a true statement. We showed the video. We've talked about it. Ronaldo made a video. I made a video. He says, very few people know there's a major party actively promoting genocide. Well, so what they're going to do here, and Adrian Basson, the Mampara over at News 24, will write an open letter to Elon Musk complaining about Elon Musk talking about white genocide. Well, now we have to give Adrian Basson 4 Pinocchios for his op-ed, and I'm going to get to that in a second. It isn't helpful that Elon Musk put the term genocide in there because it's a politically sensitive term that's used to attack people. And so Elon Musk is probably the most credible of people, center right, who've used that term recently. And I would have suggested Elon Musk, you don't use the term because it's not particularly helpful because it will just lead to them trying to rubbish what you say. So it's not a Pinocchio, but it's not a term he should have used because he didn't say it. He didn't claim that there was such a thing happening. He said there's a group actively promoting, basically what he just said, there's a group actively promoting the murder of innocent white South Africans, which there is. And it's a political party. There's no question about that. We've seen it. I mean, they can speak for themselves. They don't need my help explaining themselves. I mean, they did so on Human Rights Day of all days. So, that's the bottom line here. I mean, it's who they are.
Kilame!
Oh, badaba daba! Yabba dabba dooba! Dumbo! Yabba dabba doo!
Where were you?
Oh, where were you?
Where were you?
Where were you? In his nappies.
Sofa sketchy!
Oh! Hey!
Sofa sketchy!
Oh!
Kichi!
Oh! Check out our breakdancing crew.
Alliance. Shoot to kill.
Oh!
Yamasa.
Kill
the poor.
Oh!
The farmer. Kill the poor. The farmer. Brr, pa. Pa. Brr, pa. Pa.
That's not 1985. That's not 1976. That's not 1960. That's 2025. It's not at a apartheid imposed democratic situation. This is, in 2025, a major opposition party calling for the murder of white South Africans. And I don't want to hear it's a liberation struggle. What are you liberating yourselves from? Yourselves? The country has majority black rule and has since 1994 under an ANC national government that has been in charge all the way till 2024 when they punted the ball so badly. They missed, whiffed, and got less than 50%. But they're still running the country as if they run it, even with just a 40% plurality. So the EFF calling for murder is just not a good idea. So Elon Musk's tweet is not helpful, but Donald Trump on his Truth Social did retweet this. So this is where it is in Truth Social. And, you know, the captured media in South Africa are losing their collective minds. Here's what it looks like on Truth Social. There you go. All he did was put, look at that, not even a word. He didn't even say anything. Donald Trump, all he did was post the image. Nothing there. Nothing there. But they're losing their mind over that, as if Trump said something. Trump said nothing. Trump doesn't even control his accounts. He has people to do this. He has his people. So, you know, it's ludicrous for them to behave in such a fashion, but that's what they do. So let me find, well, first off, there's two stories here. I want to find the Adrien Basson piece. Let me bring that over here. But I want to get this, there's an article trashing Kali Creole. And so let's talk about it. Juju was about 10 years old. He was 10 years old in 1994. So where were you? Wearing nappies. Yep. It's not just a song. It's not just a chance, a spell, and a culture, and majority believe. Okay. Hear how he ran out of breath? I did. He did. But look, I mean, I have damaged lung from combat, so I've run out of breath now too. Yeah, I'm like running out of breath right now. Anyway, so let me just go ahead and get to this. This is the News 24 trying to rubbish Kali Creole from AfriForum. The story is about Kali Creole criticizing judges who ruled on the Kill the Boer case, accusing them of having a radical ideological approach to the Constitution. And that's a fair assessment, Kali Creole. We thank President Trump for taking note of the irresponsible calls for violence against Afrikaners after Malema sang that song on Human Rights Day. Creole made the accusation in an interview with News 24 on Monday when he borrowed the words from U.S. President Trump, who had accused American judges who have ruled against him of being radical left lunatics. Creole's accusation follows a series of posts on X about Malema's most recent Kill the Boer chant, Human Rights Day in Sharpeville on Friday. Malema chants Kill the Boer. Malema also sang the song when he was ANC Youth League president earlier in his political career. Creole tagged the presidency and accused President Ramaphosa and senior ANC leaders of being quiet and not condemning the chant. Well, they were. So he's right to criticize him. There's nothing said by the ruling party. I've seen nothing from the Democratic Alliance either, or the Freedom Front Plus, or anyone else. If it's out there, it may be out there, but I haven't seen it. Yako Fund event. I have not watched the documentary, but Ernst von Sale from AfriForum will be my guest on Wednesday morning at East Coast time, 3:30 South Africa time. He'll be on the program. So we set that time up today. Yeah, if you watch SABC1, you think of a very different country. You wouldn't see these things because they cover it up. So this is the post from Kali Creole that's gotten their attention and got the interview. Thank you, President Donald Trump, for taking note of the irresponsible calls for violence against Afrikaners and whites through hate chants such as Kill the Boer in South Africa. The tragic irony is that the latest incident occurred on March 21st, which is officially known as Human Rights Day in South Africa. What makes this worse is that this renewed call for violence against Afrikaners was not condemned by the presidency, Ramaphosa, ANC leaders, or the South African government. Their silence regarding this gross human rights violation is deafening. But the government's not alone. The government's made up of 10 parties in a grand coalition. Which parties in the grand coalition condemned that? I don't recall seeing any. If they did, I missed it, and I'll accept that I'm wrong. But Adrien Basson, the Mampara over at News 24, seeks to trash Elon Musk. Well, what's he trashing Elon Musk about? Well, folks, he says, a day ago received a message from a friend who lives in Central America, quoting one of Elon Musk's latest posts about South Africa. Is this news for real? My friend asked in response to the message. I'm curious who's friends with Adrien Basson, by the way, in Central America. My friend continued, are you okay? I hope you and your family are all right. My prayers are with the people of South Africa. He said, I read your post while I was celebrating Human Rights Day with my white family on a white-owned holiday farm being served by black South African waiters, drivers, and chefs. Okay, all right. All right. So, let me just put this in perspective. Adrien Basson was on a white-owned holiday farm being served by black South African waiters with his white family. Sounds like Adrien Basson's a lot of wrapped up in his skin color. He said, I looked at where you got your information from and realized you rely on unnamed inflammatory accounts spreading fake news about South Africa to make sweeping statements like the ones above. Sweeping statements like the one above. Now, I just rubbished Elon Musk's tweet, did I not? I was objective. I gave him Pinocchios for things that were misleading, and I called him out where he should have not said something. So, you know where I come from. You just heard me objectively analyze Elon Musk's tweet. Well, I'm going to objectively analyze Elon Musk's, BS op-ed here. So, the EFF did call for the murder of white people. It did sing it. Thousands of people, you saw them putting little pistol symbols up in the air, singing "Kill the Boer," bang, bang. You heard it. I mean, they didn't fake that. That's not AI. That's real, and they're proud they did it. And they did it at Sharpeville, where 69 people died in 1960, and 180 others were injured. And they proudly stood out there and acted the fool like that, calling for the murder of white South Africans, farmers specifically, claiming it's a liberation song. But liberation ended 31 years ago. It's over. Now they try to repackage it, going, well, we need economic liberation. You got economic liberation. You chose the path you're on, you, the majority black government. If it has failed, it is because you, the majority black government, have failed the people of South Africa, not because of minorities. It's because you failed. You've stolen, you've misled, you've misappropriated, you have created untenable economic models based on graft and corruption, theft, and patronage. And that's why South Africa is in the crapper. 0.8% GDP growth. That's insufficient. You need 6.5% GDP growth over a sustained period of time, 10 to 15 years, just to catch up with the hole you've dug under the ANC. Yeah, 3 times as many black South Africans live in abject poverty as under the National Party. When the National Party left office, probably only a few tens of thousands of people might have had HIV, if that many. Today, 8 million people suffering from HIV. Yep, anyway. He said, Elon, when were you last in South Africa? Because you're being lied to. He's not being lied to. You saw the video footage. Where's he being lied to? Where's he being lied to? He stated fact. A political party, an opposition party, is calling for the murder of white South Africans on Human Rights Day. So, but see, Adrian Basson is doing what leftists do. This is trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Because the word genocide was used. That's why. See, genocide was used. That's why I said Musk should never use the word. But it doesn't matter. They would have lied about him anyway. He said, I'm sure you don't like being lied to by your friends' employees, Elon. What would you do if an employee at Tesla or X found out they were using inaccurate information on which to base their conclusions, projects, or premises? What's inaccurate? You saw the video. I saw the video. We heard them sing. Shall I play it again? What's inaccurate about that? That's not inaccurate. This is an opposition political party singing, glorifying the murder of white people. Pretty simple. It's not rocket science. So he's not being lied to. He said, I bet you would have fired their asses, Elon, and rightly so. Well, if I was running News 24, Adrian Basson, you would have been fired a long time ago, buddy. You're supposed to be the editor. I don't know what you edit. You have misspellings, you have misrepresentations, you have bogus information and stories endlessly, day after day after day. I don't know how you're the editor there. Anyway, as you know, his mother traveled to Bloemfontein 2 years ago to accept an honorary doctorate from University of Free State. After award, she told News 24 it was wonderful to return to South Africa, hear the accent, speak Afrikaans, enjoy the sense of humor, especially see my colleagues in Bloemfontein. This was my most exciting news of my long 44-year career as a dietitian. She said her children were very proud of her. I guess this included you. I see where you now started reposting messages on X, often from anonymous X accounts like Twitter bots, that there's a white genocide unfolding in South Africa. Do you honestly think your mom would not have told you about this so-called white genocide after visiting Bloemfontein in April 2023? Well, April 2023 was 2 years ago, Adrian Basson, and the climate in South Africa was very different 2 years ago. Very different. The behavior of South Africans as a consequence of the ANC having lost its majority and ramping up the race hustling and turning up the temperature on race relations, destroying that between peoples and the media, complicit, including News 24, its behavior, misleading people about events. By the way, where is your story on the black farmer who died recently? Can you tell me about that, News 24? Let me see if I can find that. I can find that story. Let me go to my channel very quickly here. We're going to go to that. We had a 62-year-old cattle farmer who was murdered in South Africa recently. 62-year-olds. Where are you on reporting this? Did you cover this? Did you cover this? Here you go. Here's my story on it. I published on March 19th, a week ago. And I'm going to look it up and see if we can't find, what's this? This is an advert on my thing. And my video is, why does South African media usually ignore non-white farmers? And unfortunately, 13,000 people watched my video. So, it's just a shame. Folks, and welcome back. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania. I want to say kudos to the Independent Line and the Saturday Star for actually reporting on this farm murder. It's rare to see many South African media outlets bother to report the murder of non-white South African farmers. The exception tends to be whenever they want to downplay the threat to rural South Africans by dismissing brutal farm murders with the leftist canard, which they endlessly promote about so-called white genocide. a term I have yet to hear from any reputable conservative source in South Africa, but one which the media in South Africa and around the globe constantly trot out in total disrespect for those slain and for those under siege in rural South Africa, black, brown, and white.
Welcome back once again. This is Chris Report, and he assured me that since I'm down in Boulders, folks, this is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa.
Here we have a black farmer brutally murdered and a community rightly upset, but the story is not on News 24. Had the farmer been white, one can't help but wonder if they would have run the story, and then later claimed folks are crying white genocide. Limpopo farmer slain, 2 arrested over livestock theft as angry community riot. Police in Limpopo have arrested 2 alleged livestock thieves. And there's the missing farmer, David Netshapala. And where's the News 24? Let's see if they've covered that story. I'm going to go search News 24. Okay, we'll search News 24, and I'll look for that name. And they didn't run it last week, so maybe they have now. Make sure I spell it correctly. Net Sheila. Okay, it's still here from when I searched it last week. Let's see, maybe it comes up now. No. So you search for that name. This is what you get on the search term. Cannabis, lottery winner, coal exporter, a black farmer murdered. And so who's fueling the white genocide narrative in South Africa? Elon Musk or News 24? Who's fueling that? I ask you. It's not Elon Musk. He may be posting some, retweeting some things lately, but he's not the one driving it. Where are the reports of farmers who are black, Indian, and colored who are reported by mainstream media? Independent line, got to give them credit. Long time been calling them the toilet paper record, but they covered the story. They reported a black farmer who was murdered and dumped down in a well. And the suspects took the police there days later. And also reported the 6 houses were torched by vigilantes. So, yeah, Yaku, you can't post a link because you're not a moderator and you're not the content creator. That's a YouTube thing. Okay, I realize that the genocide wears converse, but honestly, at what point do you start to believe what the government politicians screaming is on the road to serious consequences? Well, Odin's, I don't doubt that, but you got to be careful. Some things are just an open trap, and sometimes you just have to listen to Admiral Akbar. I mean, Admiral Akbar knows what he's talking about. Honestly, folks, sometimes particularly when it comes to word, and particularly when it comes to South Africa, you have to be very careful, folks, because honestly, in the words of Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. Hey, you heard Admiral Akbar say it, man. It's a trap. Be careful. You got to be careful. And besides, sometimes, we get into this topic. We really need a lighthearted moment here. So, maybe it's time to talk about goats.
A fucking goat outside.
It's just a goat.
No, it's a fucking goat.
1994, I was fighting angry groups of blacks in Alexandria, Tembisa, Katlong, Foslos in the East Rand. Oh, Lawrence, sorry to hear that. Excuse me. Simon Christoph, welcome to you. Not happy. Jack says, many of the folk on the local level don't understand English. Well, that may be true, but that's not really the point. Yep. Yeah, all government employees are nearly all black. I'm aware of that. Sue Sykes, good morning. Hoping our people behave and don't attack you like your video on refugee status. Thank you. I'm not sure which video you're talking about, Sue. I've been attacked by a number of people in South Africa, verbally attacked. I was in court when he lies. Yes, he did lie. May I post a link? You can't do that as per YouTube, not me. Meredith Shaw, welcome to you. It's a shame because the Colonel has good content and very informative. Yeah, it is a shame, Holden. And I'm also fair and objective to everybody. Everybody. Yep. So earlier today, I related a story about when I called, at the behest of one of my viewers, I called a grandson. And I spoke to this grandson because he's being bullied at school because of his skin color. And I spoke to him, a nice young man, and I explained to him, the situation. I said, people do stupid things, and sometimes people are bullies, and you can't let that affect who you are. What matters is what's here in your heart. in your character and in your mind and how you treat others. Use the golden rule, treat others as you would like to be treated. I said, that's the best you can do in life. And I said, you know, it's a 10-year-old kid. This is kind of heavy stuff for a 10-year-old kid. And I said, you should be proud of who you are. Don't be ashamed of who you are. There's no reason for you to be ashamed of who you are unless you've done something wrong. If you haven't done anything wrong, you should be comfortable in your own skin. That's what I told him. Nice kid. Really enjoyed the conversation. Turns out he's a cricket and rugby fan and a soccer fan, but we'll forgive him for that. Anyway, nice kid. Yeah, so kid in South Africa in the Western Cape spoke to, being bullied because of his skin color. Stupid people do stupid things. What else we got here? The love pick of you in Franschhoek. I had the contract for security at the hotel spa. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I can't afford those places. When I usually stay, it's probably one of the more expensive places I stay, but I usually stay at Zorgvliet, which is in the saddle between Stellenbosch and Franschhoek. You should go through the hills just before Peniel. And yeah, I usually stay there when I'm passing through that area just because I really like it. It's nice and their food is excellent. Beautiful look outside. Just a lovely place. Great people. And yeah, so I like to stay there. But there's other places I stay too. But that's not that expensive in US dollar terms, but it's one of the more expensive place I stay in South Africa. You can find the AfriForum video on the AfriForum channel, so you can go there if you're looking for it, folks. Do you agree with Trump that all retirees should be tax exempt? They have paid their dues already. Did Trump say that? I know that Trump said that Social Security, he wants no taxes on Social Security, which I think is immoral. You paid in Social Security to get a payout. Now you're going to pay taxes on that again? That's not income. That's a return of what you put into it, in theory. Not in practice. We know that people get more out of it than they ever put into it, but that's not the point. All retirement? Well, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I mean, if Trump would not tax, if the IRS would not tax retirement income, wow, my life would be infinitely better. I'd be getting a new car because most of my income is from my retirement check, and I have to pay federal income taxes and Social Security on that. So, or no, I don't pay Social Security on my retirement. Excuse me, but I do pay. I pay the federal income tax, and it's a lot. Takes a big chunk of my money. I mean, it takes 20%, something like that, of my check every month. So I'd be rolling in the hay if he'd stop that. I'm all for that. Yeah. Chris, the video you posted yesterday, the 24th. What about that video, Sue? I missed something that you said earlier. My apologies. Apologies on a different note. We had expectation to see if we meet BE, which BE will come to an end. You wish BE would come. Okay. Felicity, you're typing. You're having bad typing. I didn't understand that. So who said that? That was Sir Raven. Yeah, well, I agree. Retirement pay should not be taxed. You've already been taxed. This is deferred compensation. So yeah. Anyway, I have a Sharks cap over here, Mark A. Pretorius, but I'm not a Sharks fan. I got a couple Sharks hats sitting right over there, opposite room. Got a box full of hats over here. Ronaldo would be so jealous. Bram, the OG, just gifted a membership and it went to Kurt Peterson. Congratulations. Len Crow's here. Bach and Terry, welcome to you. Neil Diamond is only worried his paying members won't be able to pay him if we all go to the U.S. Actually, that's untrue. You're missing the point entirely, Bach and Terry. The companies in South Africa that pay for a Chamber of Commerce are paying the American Chamber of Commerce, not the South African Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, they do have some members, but his members are primarily here in the U.S., So I think you're misunderstanding what the role of the South African Chamber of Commerce is. But, I mean, that's your analysis. It's fair to say that. Good morning, Len. Yapi, Kilma Venter, Johan Boykes, loving that Trump said about overtime not to be taxed. Yeah, well, that's old news. Overtime, Social Security not be taxed, and what was the other one? Tips not being taxed. We sponsored the Sharks haircuts in Durban, says Katie's Garden. Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it means something interesting. Yeah, no, so I'm a Stormer, a Western Province fan, have been for a very long time. So, yep. All right. I'm not a Karen, I'm a Karen. Okay, Karen. Morza. What's up, Colonel Wyatt? I salute you for your work. You're truly unbiased in news you have. Well, I'm not unbiased. Thank you for saying that, Morasti. I'm objective. There's a difference. We all have our own bias. Capitalism is the best economic system invented by mankind to date. That's my bias. Representative democracy is the best form of government, as imperfect as it is, to represent the common needs of polities. That's my bias. Socialism doesn't work. Communism doesn't work. They're evil institutions. Racist are horrible people. That's not unbiased. That's a clear statement of bias against racism. Yeah, be right back in 20 minutes, says Kanach. Okay. Yep, but I'm objective. I'm fair. Notice how I criticized Elon Musk's tweet and also rubbished Adrien Basson's response. They always came to cut their hair for free when they used to work, and they got free box. Ooh, okay, Case. Gotcha. Cool. Well, I mean, if you're cutting R.G. Sneyman's hair, that's a piece of cake. All you do is take the clippers and go, and you're done, and get that silly freaking haircut, and you're done. So R.G. Sneyman would be easy to do, man. Volraz is back. Last time I remember you had to skip and hit the road was the last time we're on. Yeah, Bellami's been singing that for longer than 10 years, Chugsy. He's been singing that when he was the inconvenient youth in charge of the African National Congress Youth League. Yep. Much longer than 10 years. All right. Teresa Saint, welcome to you. Good to see you back. 378 people here, but just 216 likes. What's that all about, folks? Hit that like button.
That was easy.
Some were too tall even when sitting. Yeah, I know the feeling. But hang on, folks. I got to check on my Air Force. So we got it in the shop here. So we're comparing my operational readiness rate with that of the South African Air Force. And I have just one aircraft, this one right here. It's a bit old, it's antiquated, but it's newer than the Impalas, and it's actually newer than the Gripens at this stage. My Air Force is newer than This is newer than the entire South African Air Force. Yeah, so this, I got a gimbal mount here for the camera. Pretty cool, huh? Thing just holds steady in the air when it floats. You can do some cool stuff with it. Got 4 powerful engines on it. Unfortunately, the loiter time is pretty low. It only hangs in the air for about 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, so anyway, but yeah, currently I'm also seeing this gimbal's mount. That's rubbery there. Just I'm in the same boat as South African Air Force. My operational readiness is Tango uniform, teats up. So I can't fly right now. It's kind of disappointing. Yep. Sue said the U.S. Embassy has updated the obvious that Chris. Oh, what about that, Sue? Okay, that was the video referring to. So let me see what Sue said the last time. Hey, Suntail Bridges. What if Lesotho and Swaziland take the Afrikaners? Not enough room in either one of those places for 2.8 million Afrikaners. There aren't enough. Hang on, I'm looking for. It's Sue Sykes. Let me see what Sue said previously. Now I forgot what Sue said. The video I posted 24th. Okay, then what'd you say before that, Sue? See, that's the thing. I didn't see that message before that. I'm going back and I don't see it. I'm going way back to 12:20 and I don't see the first message. Sue, your first message got swallowed up here in the chat. I'm all the way back to 12:16. I don't see anything from you, Sue. So I may have missed it. My apologies. Oh, there's John Dreyer. When and where do the interviews for refugee resettlement? I hope they have extra security, as I'm sure they will be targeted. Wow, John Dreyer. Obviously, you're not paying attention to my videos, so I'm going to post that now. I've covered this so many times. And I thought you've been here before, unless there's someone else has the same surname. I would recommend that people join my Substack, which is totally free, no charge. I don't charge you for it. I publish articles on there periodically, and I published one recently which has links to my videos. Go to those videos, and they'll answer your questions. But, John, I will answer your questions since you asked it here. We don't know where the interviews will be done. I have predicted, my predictions tend to be pretty accurate, that it seems beyond foolhardy that given the level of interest that this would be conducted solely in Pretoria or even at the American Embassy. Most likely, it will be done at our consulates in Joburg, Cape Town, and Durban. And odds are they'll probably even hire out a few more facilities in places like Port Elizabeth and Bloemfontein, possibly, maybe even for the Northern Cape and Uppington. Who knows? It depends on the turnout and the interest. So they will probably contract or bring people in, maybe retired investigators, and hire them to do this and run a program. That's probably why it's going to take a little bit of time. If, in fact, there are 67 and 23, that's 90, and another 30, 120,000, minimum 120,000 people who expressed interest in this. You can't possibly interview 120,000 people at the embassy in Pretoria. You can, however, interview hundreds of people per day at Emperor's Palace by renting one of the ballrooms at Kempton Park, for instance. You could do the same thing in Cape Town. You could do the same thing in Durban. So there you go. So we don't know where the interview is going to take place, and we don't know when they're going to take place. We don't know how they're going to do it. And I wish you wouldn't talk about security and point things out about being targeted. Giving morons ideas is not helpful, John. Don't you think that the people involved in this are thinking that through? I'd appreciate if people don't allude to things like that. I mean, it's obvious, but why point out the obvious to the hate wankers? There are evil people. We know that the media are watching my channel because they keep mentioning me. And the only way they mention me is watching my content. Of course, almost all of them got it completely wrong. We saw Rebecca Davis misrepresented. She slandered me in the Daily Maverick. But, that's what the Daily Maverick does. That used to be a reputable publication. But now about half of what they publish is simply garbage, including what she said about me. And then we've also seen newsroom African misrepresent me, lie about me, call me a former colonel. I'm not a former colonel. Obviously, they don't know the vernacular or the language. I'm not a former colonel. I am a colonel. That's my title. Yeah, until I become a president, ambassador, prime minister, king, master of the galaxy, universe, whatever. That is the highest title I've achieved in my life, and that's the title that's there. So they don't get that, but that's their problem. There's no such thing as a former colonel when you're a retired officer. You're on a list. You're an active list. I'm still in the Army. We have an active force, we have reserve force, and we have retired force. The retired force gets pulled from occasionally to fill slots, people's specialty skills when they're needed. The new chief of staff, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, was retired. He's a retired 4-star, 3-star general, lieutenant general. Lieutenant general retired. And guess what? Now he's on active duty, a 4-star general, promoted, and he now runs the military. Not the first time it's happened. It happened back during George Bush's time, too. They brought back a special forces general and made him the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, put him back in active duty. So, people just don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, I got off track there, John. So hopefully I answered your question, John. Let me go back and see if Sue reposted her question down here. Okay, S.A. Pete says it's an effing goat. It is an effing goat, man. Okay, like last night's guard interview. Cool. Next Shemaiah David. Hi, am I the only one whose blood runs cold when Malema and company sing about eradicating whites? Well, that's pretty frightening. Jeremy's in from Indonesia. There's Bach. So interesting to see how South Africa are hopping now. The world has eyes on them. Yeah. They've been so used to doing what they want without being noticed. It reminds me of the Lord of the Rings and Mordor. Yeah, exactly. There is a bright light shining on South Africa, and they keep turning the spotlight on them. The South African government, instead of being quiet and letting the aperture close slowly and people not pay attention to what's going on, they just got to open their mouths. So what happens? We got Fikile Mabulula, neo-colonialist imperialist. Then we got Zikalala. Ooh. And I'm going to read Zikalala's comment. Did I save it here? I know that I've got it up here somewhere. Let me see if I got it here. Yeah, just the day after Ramaphosa's warning, Zikalala claimed that attempting to mend relations with what he termed an implacable enemy was nothing short of naive. So Zikalala, a senior member, a member of the National Executive Committee for the ANC, has called the United States an implacable enemy. You ungrateful, fuckwad, twit, shithead. You are not living under apartheid because of our actions in defeating the Soviet Union. You are not living under racial oppression by a minority government because of our actions. You ungrateful prick. Wow. An implacable enemy. Well, you are an implacable enemy. You are. You're the one that is an implacable enemy of reason and mutual relations, Mr. Zikalala. He said, as the ANC, our strategic position, both politically and diplomatically, should be to oppose, call out, and build alliances against the rising reactionary imperialist moves of Trump and his allies. Imperialist moves. I'm sorry. Where did the 82nd Airborne land this week to occupy land and claim? I didn't see. Did I miss something? Was it Gaza? Was it Greenland? Was it Panama? What was it? The Free State? Where did the 82nd Airborne, the 18th Airborne Corps occupy land? Oh, nowhere. That's right. Yes, it is naive to believe that you can rebuild diplomatic relations with an implacable enemy, he wrote in the Human Rights Day statement. An implacable enemy. This is what the ANC thinks of the United States. And people wonder why the relationship is on shaky ground. I get a kick out of reading the people in South Africa who try to claim it's been on both sides. It has been on both sides. Yeah, this nonsense, Adrian Basson, and then this other story about Trump, where Trump is at it again. Trump's at it again. He simply posted a retweet. It's ridiculous. Didn't even say anything. Is the line of saying going to be blurred to solid from blurred? Huh? I don't know what you're saying, Mickey. I saw legit Karen at Capitec with a haircut and kids screaming and asking for manager. Damn, I should have taken a video. It was totally classic. I would have been awesome to see Karen. Bernard, as a blue-collar worker who ran up 90 hours overtime a month on the regular 95-hour contract, Viva Trump. Yeah, no overtime tax, yeah. Well, so let me, do you know why Trump doesn't want tax on overtime? I'll explain to you why. Because it's an incentive to work harder, to be more productive, to improve efficiency. If you are willing to work overtime and work harder because you're not getting taxes, you're getting rewarded for it, then you're going to do it. And we're going to drive productivity. Trump is a genius. If you don't pay taxes and overtime wages, that's an incentive to do more. Dirk Fondevant wants to know if accepted, what sort of income would we need to live a middle-class life? Well, Dirk, that's a very difficult question to answer because I can't answer it. The Amerikaners website is trying to do it. The South African Chamber of Commerce, USA, is trying to do it. But frankly, you have to look at where you're going. where you're going. Where I live at, my income is comfortably middle class, despite Biden's inflation, the doubling of petrol, the quadrupling of price of eggs, the doubling of milk and all this stuff. I mean, I just can't buy finished goods. I want a new refrigerator to cost twice as much, so I'm not getting a refrigerator. My refrigerator is 35 years old. I want a new car. My new car costs nearly twice as much. I'm just living with 21-year-old cars and a 10-year-old car. So I can get by with middle class income, but I could never survive in Manhattan on my income. I'd be on the street corner selling my bum. Or panhandling for money, because I couldn't live off this income in Manhattan. I couldn't live off this income in Hollywood. I couldn't live off this income in parts of San Francisco. So it depends on where you're at. I mean, I could live very comfortably in Nebraska. Yep, or Iowa. But it just depends where you're at. And I could live like a king in South Africa, but I'm not even a wealthy man. So it just depends. So it's hard to answer that question. So, and the amount of money you make, it depends on the job and what you're getting and what the market dictates. But certain skills command a premium wage no matter where you're at. So keep that in mind. Sorry, I can't answer that question better, Dirk, but I mean, you gotta tell me what sort of income. You haven't even told me how large your family is. Are you by yourself? Do you have a family? What are your expectations? Do you expect to drive a Range Rover or a Chevy Spirit? Do you expect to have all the latest toys and a $4,000 iPad, or whatever? I mean, that's it's how you live. It's how you live. When I was dirt poor, I wasn't in debt. I'm not dirt poor now, and I am in debt because I have a mortgage for a house, but I mean, that's unavoidable. So, it's just a question of your lifestyle. My lifestyle I live now, I couldn't live in New York on this lifestyle. I'd have to live much more frugally. I would have no subscription. Right now I spend, conservatively, I must spend about $200 a month, about 4,000 Rand just on subscriptions so I can bring you the news. And until recently, I don't get any of that money back. That just comes out of my pocket so I can read all these news sources, most of which are leftist drivel, but then I can rubbish and show you what's op-ed and what's news, and also stay abreast of events around the world. So, I mean, that's just one example. If I lived in Manhattan, I'd have none of those subscriptions. I lived in Manhattan, I'd never drink a $7 Starbucks at Frappuccino. Wouldn't do that. Would never eat out. I could survive, but I would not have the same quality of life. I don't really eat out now. Going out's so boring these days. Dirk, did I answer your question? I know it's not the answer you're looking for, but it's the best I can give you. I would recommend you go to the Amerikaners website. They're trying to help people, but you can't take that for locked in stone. And quite frankly, I appreciate your interest in it, Dirk, but if your concern is in what kind of quality of life you're going to have, and that's how you're going to decide whether to become a refugee, then you really don't want to be a refugee. And I'm not picking on you, Dirk, but if people are running around going, well, will I have a better life in America than I have here? If that's your question, then stay in South Africa. You're clearly not in peril. Your life's not in jeopardy. And don't take a slot for somebody who's been raped. Their family's been murdered. They've been denied work. They're suffering. They're living in a crime-infested place. They've been targeted because of white. Don't take a slot from them. Anybody that is going, well, will I be able to do this there? Then you're clearly not understanding what's going on here. And it's not for you. It's not for you. That's not directed at you, Dirk. I don't know your circumstances. You may very well be a person who definitely needs to take advantage of the refugee program. I don't know. So your question just raised the opportunity to bring that up. So folks, I mean, if you want to come to America and you're evaluating, well, will it be better here than there? Then clearly things aren't bad enough. I mean, if you have to debate whether it's important to leave South Africa or not, then clearly refugee program's not for you. It's not. It's not. I mean, I really, really wanted to live in Bavaria. I really, really wanted to live in New Zealand. But they proved to be fascist, totalitarian governments that were the antithesis of human rights and freedom of speech and freedom of assembly and freedom of worship. Unfortunately, they revealed themselves during COVID, so I didn't leave the United States when I could. I didn't plan on living in the United States in retirement. I planned on living abroad, keeping my place here and rotating back for part of the year. That was my plan. But it all went out the window because my liberty is far more important to me. My freedom is far more important to me than living in a beautiful location in the Bavarian Alps or living in Wellington, which is an incredible town, or Auckland, which is pretty cool. Both of which I'd love to do, but it's not worth sacrificing my liberty and suppressing my free speech and suppressing my assembly just to live in a place that's lovely. The trade-off isn't worth it. So if you have to debate about, well, okay, I won't have domestic. Now, this isn't directed at anybody because I know people are going to get upset, but let me give an example here. Well, I can't have domestic help, or I'm going to have to get a small car because I can't afford a big car. If those are what you're thinking about coming to America, then clearly you're in the wrong mindset. This is for people who are in grave peril. That's the purpose of it. Now, because it's so generous, you can potentially, even if you're not in grave peril and you just want to come to America, this could be your ticket to get free immigration to America. If that's what you want, there'll be sacrifices. I mean, if you're a clever person, you're able to move your money, convert it to crypto or put it in a PayPal account or whatever, or an international bank account, and you move your money around, boom, shakalaka, and you move your wealth with you. I mean, look, I'm not giving you advice on how to do things like that, but my point here is that a lot of people are approaching this as if, well, Trump said we can immigrate to America. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He just gave you the most generous possible program in the history of humankind. You get to come to another country, virtually no questions asked. Yes, there'll be a lot of questions asked, but you get my point. And you get to come here simply based on the fact that you've been categorized in a category of people who he says are oppressed, right? You don't have to show them gunshot wounds to say, oh, well, look at this, I was intact, and prove that it was actually based on your race rather than just a random shooting for crime. You don't have to do that. And you don't even have to pay to come here. You have to repay, but you don't have to pay to come here initially. And we spend billions of dollars to help you get resettled, translate your qualifications into standards for the U.S., get you employment assistance so you can find a job because we expect you to work if you're capable. If you're not capable, we have medical programs to help people and Social Security disability payments for people never paid in the system. I mean, people are in the wrong mindset here. This is not, anyway, so none of that was directed at Dirk at all, and no one should take it as such. But Dirk allowed me to open up a window to talk about these things. You've been grounded due to engine problems. Yeah, flat battery, but you could have been in the air a lot quicker than that. Yeah, you were right, Robert Franklin Moore. My Air Force is grounding because the battery's flat. Eat very healthy, no takeaways for processed food, fresh produce, meat and dairy, low carb. Is this type of food very expensive? Yes, it is. It is. It is very expensive. It is. Because that food is largely the domain of posh, arrogant, leftist, vegan, tofu, gluten-free, all-natural, organic. You can have organic food. Grow your vegetables in your backyard. You don't need a supermarket for that. But no, fresh produce has gotten very expensive courtesy of inflation under Biden. Very expensive. You can get fresh meat here. It's reasonably priced, although all of it's too expensive. We're waiting for price to come back down. Yeah, food was not expensive here in 2021. Or 2020. Let's go back to 2020. Food was not expensive in 2020. Not till the COVID scam did food become expensive. Processed food and fresh food. Vegetables were inexpensive here back then. Now what they want for vegetables is fresh vegetables is insane. Yeah, but all food is expensive, Karen. The price of food has gone up exponentially under Joe Biden's destruction of the world economy. Quids, watch what you're saying on other chat. People are watching too. Yeah, exactly. Be careful when you're on social media. Joe King says, what's the price for hamburger and chips in the U.S.? Okay, well, we eat French fries. That's what you mean by chips, not crisp. A hamburger, depends where you go, Joe King. So I can go to McDonald's, get a hamburger for $1.99. But McDonald's hamburger? I can go, usually when you go to a restaurant, you're going to pay between $7 and $12 for a hamburger. Let's go to Red Robin. Red Robin. Okay, that's kind of not really a gourmet, but a place with a burger. Let's take a look at this Red Robin, our menu. Okay, and let me go to Five Guys, and I'll give you an idea what a burger costs. Five Guys. Ooh, there you go, Five Guys. Five Guys menu. Here we go, burgers. The Five Guys is fantastic, but man, it is pricing. Hope I haven't come down with something here. It doesn't sound good. All right, so let's go to our menu. Gourmet burgers, okay? Okay, so this is Red Robin. Red Robin is pretty good. They have more than burgers, but they're pretty good. So let's look at Red Robin. And these prices change from place to place. So they're probably, whoops, that's not it. They probably picked it based on my where my server's currently at. So give me a second here. There it is. Red Robin. Okay, so you got the jalapeno heat wave burger, the bacon cheeseburger, the Whiskey River barbecue, the buzzer beater bacon cheeseburger, the buzzer beater bacon cheeseburger 3-pointer, 3 patties, Red Robin cheeseburger, bonsai, Mad Love. Look at all these burgers they have. Lava, queso, mustard. Okay, let's just go with a basic burger. Okay, so let's go with a bacon cheeseburger. Actually, this is a good one. Let me see the Whiskey River. See if they give the price. There's the Whiskey River. Okay, well, crap. It's not going to give me the price there. Damn it. Let me see if I can. It wants to know order now. Let me see if it'll give me the price. Okay. I'll let it see my location. Let's just order pickup. See, I have to go through all this stuff. So, okay. Okay, so let's see. So beef patty. Okay, no pink. Side. No customization. I'll just take it as is. $15. Ooh, that's pricey. That's a $15 burger for takeaway. 1.5. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a pricey burger. So that's going to be 2,500 Rand for a burger. Is that right? No, wait, no. No, 250 Rand. No, wait. $10 would be 190. Sorry, I said 2,500. It's about 250 Rand. 250 Rand for that burger. Okay, let's go to Five Guys. Let's check out Five Guys, okay? Five Guys burgers, okay? These are chain restaurants, by the way. Let's just go with a hamburger, okay? Okay. Oh, it doesn't give the can't even see the prices here. Well, that sucks. They won't show the prices. Okay. Anyway, so I guess they vary from place to place. But a burger there is about $9. Basic hamburger with 2 patties on is $9 at Five Guys. All right. Excuse me. Gosh. Yeah. So there you go. Does that answer the question? Who's getting VIP police escorts? You want a farm? Well, farms are expensive. You want to buy farmland here in central Pennsylvania? Anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 an acre for land. Dollars, not rand. Dollars. I can't afford that, so I own no farm. I'd love to own 10 acres. That'd be great, but I can't afford it. ANC learned a few new words. Imperial and word of the day, implacable. Yep. Golden star first. Work and you will eat. Yep. Okay. Fed up with people thinking Ronaldo's a bad guy. He's done so much for public good. Razor, who thinks Ronaldo's a bad guy? Not me. Colleen Sully says, hello, Chris, I'm definitely taking President Trump on his refugee offer. Well, there you go, Colleen. Dirk should watch the live of last night's South African time. That will give him a good answer on American life. Oh, yeah, the one with the interview with Neil Diamond. That's probably a good way. He told you a little bit about life towards the end of the broadcast there, Dirk. So you can watch the last 20 minutes of it or so, and you'll probably get the answer you're looking for. Okay? Yeah, Johan, a lot of people tend to miss the storm drain because you're in it. It's, folks, okay, so when I come back to South Africa every 6 months, although it's been a year since I've been in South Africa, so it's a big break, but the 6 months when I came in 2022, then 6 months later, and 6 months later, and 6 months later, I can see the clear decline in South Africa. And I've been to the Northern Cape, to Western Cape, Eastern Cape, KZN, Gauteng, and Northwest Province on these trips. 6 provinces on the 9 provinces every time. And I can clearly see the free fall. It's everywhere to be seen. It's everywhere to be seen. South Africans don't see it because it's just around you. And it can just happen. You don't really pay attention because you see it every day. You don't notice the change. Like grass growing up on the side of the pavement. And you like next thing you know, it's like this high. You're like, oh. But someone comes to town and goes, ew, look at that. Because they don't see it every day. Stefan says, spot on about New Zealand. Yep. My opinion seems a lot. Okay, got that. The Bible says you must work to eat. Okay. Michelle Heckler, honestly, I fear for my children the way things are going. I'd choose safety. Well, a lot of people are going to do that. Shannon Edwards says, we're talking about Maslow's hierarchy needs. Agreed, 100% safety and security is the biggest thing for him. It is. Safety and security is the basic. You work your way up. You work your way up, and it gets narrower and narrower, and eventually you reach self-actualization. Self-actualization is up here. Very few of us ever reach self-actualization. I think I've actually reached it a couple of times in my life. I'm not there now. I'm nowhere near self-actualization now. But I've been there a few times in my life. No debate, the country's going commie. You are a true patriot to yourself and your country. Thank you for making life more honest. What an honor to be on your channel. Such a great man you are. Well, that's very kind of you, Vincent Fogel. Very kind of you. I love that surname, Fogel. Yeah. So we have in Frederick, Maryland. That's a county just south of me, about an hour from here. Well, the county's not an hour. The county's about 40 minutes away from here. 30 minutes from here. 30 minutes from here to the border with Maryland. And when you hit the border, it's Frederick County. My ancestors settled that county when it was considered Western Maryland. Now it's kind of in the middle of Maryland. But they were there in the 17th and 18th centuries, moving out there in the 18th century, 1700s. And there's a bunch of Germans moved there. So the county was run by English. It was an English colony, initially a Catholic colony, but mostly settled by Protestants, ironically. But Maryland, the county officials were all English speakers. And so the Germans, many of them couldn't speak English. They were just recent immigrants or second or third generation still spoke German because they were remote out in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, came west to York, south into Maryland. Some continued down to the Shenandoah Valley in Virginia, which is very fertile. And it was the breadbasket of the Confederacy during the Civil War until it was torched by General Sheridan. But Frederick County, there were a lot of Germans, and their surname was Vogel. Now, it's spelled Vogel, how you spell it, but it's actually, if it's German, it's Vogel with an umlaut over the O, which means birds, you know. Vogel. These are birds. Vogel. The English couldn't spell the German stuff, and the Germans would come in. What is your name, sir? Heinrich Vogel. Heinrich Vogel. Vogel. Okay. And they wrote down what they heard phonetically. So the English would write down Vogel, F-O-G-L-E. So there's a surname in Maryland and spread across the country now that doesn't exist anywhere else. I mean, you might find it somewhere else, but it started here because the English administrators heard the German and wrote what they heard, and that's how the name was spelled. So F-O-G-L-E is the same as your V-O-G-E-L. Vogel. There's a little etymology of names. I hope you like that. Arnold Braun says, Lecker, have an awesome day. Thank you for that. Oh, it's just jumped on me again, my chat. Let me get back here. Thank you, Jeannie Terre Blanche. Okay. Yeah, we have apps for walking dogs. We have apps for everything. It's getting expensive there too. Okay. Chris, you just wanted to say how much I love your videos. Start with all your memories. You were still our one handsome guy. Well, thank you, Sue. Ooh. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Sue chat me up. Sue, my vital statistics are dead and sexy. Dead and sexy.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so shy. I'm so shy.
I'm so fancy. You already know. From LA to Tokyo. Iggy Azalea. Hey, this cat waited by the door for me. Oh, well done, James. Okay, so Francois Leroux, I'm sorry, but did anyone listen to that interview on the Alles Afrikaans podcast naming white Southerners? No. Wow, my refrigerator just shut down. It was so noisy. You guys can't hear it, but I can. It drives me nuts. I got a refrigerator in my kitchen and dining room, and I've got a college fridge here in my studio, and both of them make noise after a period of time. Is the U.S. Secretary important? What do you mean secretary? Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense? Yeah, very important. Yeah, McDonald's is cheap over here. Well, relatively. Arthur says McDonald's tastes and smells and tastes like car, but it does not. It tastes like vinyl siding. Phone is flat. Oh, Jennifer, 11%. Come back later. Okay, thanks, Jennifer. Sorry, your phone's going flat there. Johan Boykes says, not to take away from soldiers, I would venture that most of us do have a form of PTSD from what's happened. Well, no. Look, Johan, post-traumatic stress disorder is not exclusive to soldiers. It's exclusive to anybody who suffered trauma, whether it's rape, home invasion, a violent act, even a traffic accident can cause PTSD. No, it's not unique to soldiers. It's associated with soldiers, but it doesn't take anything away from folks. But I think that most of South Africa is suffering from PTSD. I've said that repeatedly on my program. Most South Africans I know are suffering from PTSD, except for the rich and the people like Adrian Bassons who live in their own world. And I was at a white-owned holiday farm with my white family, and black servants were serving me. I don't know what he's talking about. There's no crime here. There's nothing wrong in South Africa. It's milk and honey everywhere. Excuse me, boy, could you come here, please? Yes, my caviar is not quite up to snuff. Thank you. Please take it away. Move it. Thank you. Yes. Well, here at the snooty, white, rich, elite South African country club. Oh, that's terrible. I want a refund. Give me a refund. I want to be comped for my time here. It was 7,000 Rand tonight. I want my room for free because my Starbucks was substandard. Oh, honestly, the peasants. That's terrible. Anyway, back to Elon Musk. Oh, Elon Musk, when were you last here? South Africa is golden. It's a land of opportunity. It's lovely. What was that? Oh, sorry, boss. That was gunfire. Gunfire? Are you sure it wasn't a car backfiring? Steak, egg, and French fries. Well, you can always go to Denny's or go to Denny's or Bob Evans or something like that for breakfast. They have inexpensive breakfast. They have cheap ones. Will my husband be able to get work in the U.S.? He's sick. Of course he can get work. Why can't he? Is he capable of working, Sylvia? Of course he can work. Electrician, yeah. Well, yeah, he can start his own business here too, but it takes capital. So he's going to have to be clever at that. Yeah, I mean, look, I could use an electrician right now. If your husband were here, I'd hire him if he's competent. First off, my exterior light doesn't work. It was hooked up by a bunch of illegal aliens who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And so now I've got a situation where when it rains, after they install the solar, if I get enough rainfall into the soil, it shorts out my basement circuit. I don't know how that circuit, not the rest of the house, but the circuit shut. So I need an electrician to come in and check the wiring and work on that. So I've got a couple electrical problems. I'd gladly hire him, but my electricians cost like $280 an hour here or something like that. It's outrageous. If I get my house fixed, it's going to cost me over $1,000 US. So anyway, I just sit on my porch at night with a shotgun. That way nobody comes in the house. Squeal like a pig, boy! Squeal like a pig! Yeah, no, Sylvia. Yeah, you should be able to find work. There's especially in a business like that. Now, if your husband was a banker and he was 66, finding work might be very hard because banks aren't going to hire by somebody. How long are you going to work for them? 66. You'll be like there for a year, and then you're going to be gone. Fast food is more expensive here, though, per meal than buying food. Well, of course. Same here, Karen. Of course. So, for instance, I went down to Maryland to meet up with Ernst and with Just on Saturday, and I didn't have time to get anything at the house in the morning, so I zipped out of here. I went to the petrol station, not the place to buy food. I bought a turkey sandwich with cheese on it. It was $7. That used to be like $1.69 just 4 years ago. 4 years ago, it would have been $1.69. So I bought that, and I bought a couple of, not Starbucks, but Dunkin' Donuts, mocha, drinks like this. They were $3.50 a piece. That used to be $1.29. Now it's $3.50. So it was $14 to get a couple drinks. I took tea from the house. Otherwise, it would have cost me another $4.50. So I took the tea, but I paid $14 to get a sandwich and 2 little drinks. $14. That's insane. That's what a meal used to cost me 5 years ago. It's crazy. Yep. But I could have got the drink from here at the discount warehouse. The tea cost me less than $1 for the tea instead of the $4.50 at the convenience store at the petrol station. The sandwich I could have made at home and would have cost me like less than $1. So yeah, it's always cheaper to make it at home. Jalapeno. No, thank you. Rodney Teets, welcome to you. You like McDonald's. Well, McDonald's can be okay at times. I think there's a McDonald's scale on the internet. Yeah. Compare McDonald's burger prices across the world. Yeah, but I don't know if I trust that. Oftentimes I see what they say they charge and I look and see what McDonald's charges. It's not the same. You are what you eat. Avoid fast food and soda. Well, John, that's smart. Soda's not good for you. Don't show the burger photos. Okay. Please like and subscribe. Okay. I'm allergic to exercise. When I'm sitting watching this video, I feel fine, but when I do anything straight, I feel terrible. What does grass cost? Well, grass is free if you're cattle or sheep or deer. With fried Swiss and provolone on a sub sandwich topped with jalapeno. Oh, you can have everything except the jalapeno there. I'll pass on that. Anita says, my experience with US's plate of food is too much. Well, not so much anymore, Anita. Those oversized portions in restaurants have tended to be downsized considerably because of the cost of the food. The cost of food was one of the lowest common denominators. It used to be go to a restaurant, the actual cost of food was one of the cheapest things because labor, rents, insurance, liability, unemployment, medical insurance, all of those things were what drove the cost of your meal. Food was a low input. Now food is a much higher input and it's led to lower portions to reduce the amount of food that's given. So a lot of restaurants you go, you don't get those massive helpings of food you used to get. And a lot of places don't give you free refills anymore. It's all changed. Yeah, they've ruined the dining experience with this inflation. Watch the YouTube of Joyce Malema and Ibrahim uniting to change Africa. I haven't seen that. Excuse me. I don't know Sharon Granger. Who's that? Liz, why are you typing ping? Why are you typing ping? What are you doing? Good morning, Charmaine Peacock. McDonald's is not my thing. Well, you guys are all wrapped up around the axle about McDonald's. Let go. I'm grateful for the U.S.'s generous offer, but I'm sure many of us will not be able to go. As for me, my life is filled with decades of rescue animals, all sorts, and will defend with my life. Well, awesome. Stay curious. Declined even more since your last visit. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I haven't been there in a year. I'm sure it's declined a lot. 300 Rand for that. Can South Africa apply if they're temporary? Well, Nehemiah David, the answer would in theory be no, but if you're temporarily out, I don't see what would stop you from applying online. You just have to be back in South Africa for the interview and have a permanent address in South Africa. That would be my expectation. But I can't answer the question because it hasn't been stated. But if you're resettled, the law says if you're resettled permanently in another country, you cannot apply. So that would imply that if you're temporarily abroad, you could still apply. You see where I'm coming from? But the embassy didn't answer that question. They weren't much help in today's frequently asked questions. Big Mac scale. I'm familiar with that. Okay. Everyone eats before I do. Well, you sound like a leader, James. You sound like a leader. Leaders in the military always make sure that the troops eat before they eat. Can you check out Cost Less Food Company? Okay. What is that? Never heard of it. Cost Less Food Company. Apparently it's here in America. Our locations. It sounds like a California company. Riverbank. It's a California thing, man. I don't live in California. They're in Modesto mostly. They look like a pretty lame little place. This looks like a Aldi concept that really hasn't taken off. Here's their locations. Riverbank. That's the nicest looking one. Then there's Ceres. We have a Ceres here, not just in California. Look at that Ceres. Wow. Didn't know we had a Ceres in California. Modesto, Hanford. That looks like a freaking cheapy one there. Turlock, that looks even lower scale. Jackson, Corcoran. Yeah, what about them? Never heard of them before. Never heard of them. Must be a California thing. Anton Els, hello. Okay, so I've checked it out. In Bucksburg South, our grass was not cut by council, but by a few months we thought we were in Kruger Park. Oh, yeah, exactly. Art Dodd says, I think men's focus on what mean. Huh, okay. All right. It jumped on me again. Sorry. As soon as I try to read this, it jumps on me. I'm a little bit behind. I'm trying to catch up. Rodney likes McDonald's. I saw that already. Okay. Brahm is off to work. Okay. Untown wants to be here before national health insurance is there, going there. My opinion, if you haven't been in the U.S., don't make assumptions on what you've seen on TV. Yes, Chronic, you're exactly right. Television's BS. Don't believe that. Why do you think Americans ask you if you have lions in your front yard? Because that's what they see on television. That doesn't mean that they're not ignorant. That's just all they see. God bless it. Here we don't get PTSD, we get BOSIs. I don't know what your mess about Secretary of State was, Lindy. I don't know what that was. I didn't see it. Well, Sue, I mean, you gotta do what's right for your family. Lived on Denny's when I was traveling. Yeah, Chris Marie, Denny's is, I mean, I prefer Bob Evans down on the farm. Bob Evans in Ohio. Folks, I've got some congestion. It's really driving me nuts. Excuse me. Not sure why. What's going on there? Just want to live life and be in a safe environment where I don't have to be anxious just to go to a store. Yeah, I got you, Alma. Yep. Well, that would be this place, but you need a car. You shouldn't convert things that cost U.S. rand. It will shock you. Instead, remember, you'll be earning in dollars, which is more affordable. Well, look, Etienne, it's still incredibly much less expensive to live in South Africa than it is in America, even the cheapest place in America. I could live literally like a king if I lived in South Africa. Absolutely. Absolutely live like a king. I can eat there so much cheaper. I can stay in lodging so much cheaper. I can rent cars usually cheaper than I can here. Yeah, airline flights are, I know people are complaining about the Cape Town to Joburg route back and forth, but it is much more affordable than what it costs for me to fly, even in Southwest in America. God bless it. Try $6 at most Starbucks and hotel airports, and now $8. Yeah, Frappuccino is $7 locally for me. Airports are $9 to $10. Why not just get a Stanley mug and make coffee at home? Because I don't drink coffee, Marius. I don't drink coffee. I couldn't believe the size of flapjacks, and then they also had bacon. Yeah. So we can buy bulk for a month over there. Yeah, well, we have lots of clubs. We have Costco, which is the biggest one all over the country. Then we have BJ's, Berkeley Jensen, not the other BJ. And then we also have Sam's Club. Sam's Club is probably not the best of the three. Their prices aren't the best, but their selection's great. Sam's Club is part of the Walmart chain. Costco is independent on its own. Costco is probably the best. But even the warehouse clubs where you can buy in bulk are getting expensive now. Yes, you can get liver here. Americans eat that disgusting food. Oh, liver. Oh, liver and onions. One of the most vile meals on the planet. Gosh. Just thinking about eating livers just turned my stomach. It's like eating shredded tires. Ugh. Liver. Gross. Ugh. Oh, man. Now I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Ugh. Oh, I thought the phlegm was a problem. Now I'm really, thinking about that liver. Make burgers and sandwich at home as well. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Liz wanted to say hello. Hey, Liz. But you kept saying ping. Oh, you love the hat, Sandy. Thank you. Michael Doss, $2.50 for tea and a sarmy. Yep. Okay. It's very long ago. At that time, we didn't even have McDonald's in South Africa. Flapjack only served with syrup and small something. Speedway coffee. People like, well, we've got here in Pennsylvania. We've got Speedway's national. We've got Sheets, which is a big chain here in Pennsylvania, and we got Rudders. They're both PA. Rudders is based in York, Pennsylvania, which is just south of here. It's the county seat, and Sheets is located west of here. In can't think of the town where that right now, but both of them are Pennsylvania franchises. They're in Pennsylvania all over the place. Sheets is more upmarket, nicer brick buildings, but the prices are pretty stiff. They got loyalty cards. You get discounts for that on gas or petrol and the things you buy in the store. Rudders is more down market, but there's a lot of Rudders around here. There's a lot of Sheets too. But Sheets, I like going to Sheets, like going to a nice, clean, place. Beautiful. But I don't buy my petrol in those places. I buy my petrol at discount warehouses. It's too expensive. Check with my qualifications that the average salary is it's $8,500 average. That's enough for a decent. Oh yeah, $8,500. You gotta remember, Karen, that $8,500 isn't yours. Social Security, Medicare come off the top. That's 6.5% of that comes off the top for Social Security. Another 4.5% roughly comes off for Medicare and Medicaid. So that's already taking you down by about 12%. You take 12% of that away. So $8,500, that's $1,000. So now you're down to $7,500. On top of that, you're going to pay taxes. You're probably going to wind up being in the 10 to 15% bracket, something like that. Let's just go with 20% just to be sure. So 20% of the remaining $7,500, that's $200. That's $1,400. $1,500 more. So now you go from $7,500 down to $6,000. From the $6,000 you've got, now you got to provide lodging. If you find a place to rent, or you can buy a place, you won't be able to do that because you won't have a credit rating when you first arrive here, unless you got a bunch of money in the bank. But if you rent a place, you never spend more than 30% of your disposable income or your gross income for your lodging. Jenny DeKuker, thank you for subscribing. So if we go with that, that takes you from $6,000, 30% of $8,500, that's going to be 300 times 5, 1,500, 1,800. So you're going to spend $2,100 for lodging, okay, for accommodation. So your $6,000 is now down to $3,900. You're going to need a car. Your car payment's going to be $500. Even if you buy a used car, that's a good case. So now you're down to $3,400. From the $3,400, you're going to need to have medical insurance, and if you don't get it through your employer, you're going to have to pay for it. That's going to cost you $1,000. Now you're down to $2,400. You haven't even bought groceries yet. If I go to the grocery store and buy groceries for one person, it's $250 a week, and I don't eat extravagantly. So that's another $1,000 a month for food. Now you're down to $1,400 a month from $8,500. So $1,400 a month. If you want life insurance, that's probably going to cost, depending on your age, anywhere from $100 to $200. So you're down to $1,200. Okay, from $1,200, you're going to need, you're going to want a cell phone. So let's say, unless you get a really cheap cell phone, $100 a month. So now you're down to $1,100. For $1,100, you're going to have to pay for natural gas. So now you're down to $1,000. You're going to have to pay for electricity, down $200. Now you're down to $800 from $8,500 per month. So you have $800 left. From the $800, if you contribute to a retirement plan, you're probably going to put $500 in there. So now you're down to $300. Now for $300, enjoy your life. Now, that's not much of an embellishment. I mean, that's the way it is for some people. So you have to find a way to live within your means and sacrifice things, okay? So, yeah, Karen, $8,500 sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money in West Virginia, in the hills of West Virginia. It's a lot of money if you grow your own food. It's a lot of money if you don't live extravagantly. But if you live an average middle-income life, it's not that much. And that's $100,000 a year we're talking about, okay? So, not to frighten you off. Well, housing, the rule of thumb for the housing is 30% of your pay. 30%. Don't go above that. If you're overpaying for housing, if you pay more than that, you're living beyond your means. Yeah, that's $8,000 before tax. Yeah, exactly, Arctic. See how I just broke it down? Yep. Xavier Grayling, what's up, man? Good luck to all that are going. I wish you all well. I won't be going because I'm old and just cannot leave my home, but I was younger. Okay, Glenn. Well, I'm glad you're staying. That's pretty cool. Oh, SAP software. I still have a few shares in SAP. I used to have a lot more. Good company. Made me some money over the years. Okay. Okay. Does KFC suck as bad? No, it's worse in the U.S. Ugh, I wouldn't touch KFC here. I don't like it in South Africa. All I can eat is a Zinger burger, and that's only in desperation. Before tax, just me and my daughter. Well, if it's just you and your daughter, okay, well, if your partner's your partner might not get refugee status, so you'll be without your partner. You want your partner to come, you better be married, or you better hope you both get it. Yeah. But if you have a partner and you're both making $8,500 a month, then you're going to live fine in America. you're going to live fine because one of you is going to take care of all the expenses. I mean, between the two of you, it's going to cost, and then the other income is going to be superfluous. If you're smart, you'll invest that. You'll invest as much money that as you can. You put it in the bank, put it in savings, put it in mutual funds, invest it in stocks, and watch it grow. Over a period of 5 to 10 years, depending on your age, you're going to be in very good shape. So yeah, so Karen, I hope that helps. I should be fine. I only get takeaways about twice a month. I don't buy coffee. There you go, Heinrich. You should be fine. Joking, make a visit to Brockpound at night. Then we'll take you on a tour. I've been to Brockpound. To all who were interested in my earlier post on EWC being used against black tribes Northwest. I didn't see that, Xavier. Where was your post at? Here or it was on social media? Ask yourself, how many Americans do you see flying overseas and going on holidays compared to South Africans? Durban is our best bet at holiday. Well, chronic. Americans travel like crazy, especially to France, especially the Caribbean. Oh, yeah. No, why do you think there's an entire cruise industry? Americans travel like banshees. We travel a lot on holiday. Yeah. As a percentage of our population, it's probably lower than like Europeans, but the Europeans have Disneyland in their backyard. Germany goes to Netherlands. Netherlands goes to Italy. Yada, yada. It's all right there. So, but yeah, we travel tons. Yeah, she could live off depending where she settles. And I think I just explained that, Arctic. You beat me to the punch. James says, I didn't know about that about leaders. I just started paying attention several years ago. And if I eat before midnight, my stomach hurts. Well, James, it's not a hard and fast rule. It's just something, in the U.S. military. Now, in the British military, the colonel will sit at his table and he'll wait to be served by his NCOs. They bring him his food and he'll eat when he wants to. But in the American Army, no, leaders tend to eat after everyone else. You take care of your soldiers' needs first. It's not a hard and fast rule, but it's kind of an expectation. All right. Couldn't believe the bottomless cool drink. They had to explain it to us. Oh, yeah, Chris Marie. Yeah, no, you used to get, free refills. I always ask. Julie's off to work. Take care. At 3 minutes on Colin's video. Okay, are you talking about Brickmacca? No Americans asked me that. They asked me if I know Bill, who lived in Cape Town 20 years ago. Louise said I did it way too good. The British impersonation. Hungry Lion is still the best chicken joint. Ugh. Everyone who said that knew what they were saying, says James. I do live like a king in Africa. Not, says Art. Pete says, catch you later. Okay, thank you very much. Secretary of State tweet. I don't know what the Secretary of State tweet. Oh, that's right. Marco Rubio did a tweet. I didn't check on that. Sorry. Yeah, let me check on the Marco Rubio tweet. Okay. At Sec State. Let's see what it says. United States, oil companies. Okay, there it is. Kill the Boer is a chant that incites violence. South Africa's leaders and politicians must take action to protect Afrikaner and other disfavored minorities. The United States is proud to offer those individuals who qualify for mission to our nation amid this continued horrible threat of violence. Yep. Well, it's only had, it's got a lot of likes, but I don't have any time. 1.6 million views. Okay. I wonder how many racists have responded to it. Let's see. Oh, that's for me to post. I don't want to post my comment. I still sometimes have a hard time figuring Twitter out. Oh, Danny Barnard got the top retweet in there. Ernst Rhodes is on there. Yus is on there. Jaco Kleinhans. Danny, Elon. I'll have to respond to that. I'll have to respond to it. And I'll put a tweet in when I get done here of my video. Maybe that'll get some traction that way. 457 people. By the way, let's see how we're doing. I have a video that, fingers crossed, hopefully it gets to 100,000, but it's slowed down just in time. I don't think it's going to make it. Nope, it's not going to make it. So 90,900. So it's closer, but really a drop-off from yesterday. And now's the time when it should start picking up. Let's see. It dropped to just 500 views per hour at 9 o'clock. And now it's back to 1,200. Okay, that's good. So maybe it'll make it. But that video I did, The War for South Africa, has got 90,900 views. Get me to 100,000 would be great. 602 subscribers. That's pretty awesome from that. So my last 3 videos have actually done pretty well. The Fikile Mabalula one got to 48,900. Maybe, fingers crossed, it might make it to 50,000. The Hidden War for South Africa, that one's at 90,000. And the Iranian one, that's not going anywhere. All these people make videos about Iranian and you get a million views. I make a video about Iranian, got 3,000 views on it. What the hell? I interviewed Yus Stridham and nobody's watching it. That's sad. That's sad. I mean, everybody makes a big deal, but I guess unless you call them racist, you don't get views. If I said Iranian was racist, I bet you people watch it. Good Lord. Thank you, Jane Smith, for your membership. American Basin is always overcooked. No, it's not, Arctic. Then it's not being cooked properly. It's not being cooked properly. Nope. Interested to see exactly what does the Colonel predicted. ANC is going after their own, after the money, you see. Yep. Johanna Gillespie, welcome to you. Self-employed, says Alan. Current situation already affecting my income big time. Liver is a staple food and it's cheap. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Is duck available? Yes, you can get duck here. Ugh. You can eat duck. We have turducken. Turkey, duck, and chicken. No thanks. Peri chicken livers are the best. Ugh, gross. Tracy Bold, good morning to you. Liz says, sorry about what, Liz? Wawa Coffee. Yeah, Wawa's another chain. We've got all kinds of these chains. Ceylon, a dollar will take you further than Iran. Guys, there's plenty of food in the U.S. You don't have to eat pop or liver. Exactly. You don't have to eat that crap. Yeah, Burger King is here, Erica. Yeah, we got Burger King. What's cooking? Johan van Rooyen just entered the chat, and I'm already gagging on liver. Exactly, new Nick. But it's tempered by the truth-telling kernel. Thank you for that, Nick. Liver. Gosh. I'm sorry. I appreciate people love it, but it's not my cup of tea. Never eat walkie-talkies. Yeah, I don't eat chicken feet either, man. That's just disgusting. We had our educational qualifications checked by World Educational Service for immigration purposes a few years ago, and most degrees and diplomas obtained after 2012 are not fully recognized. Yeah, that's because the educational standards were lowered, and the world recognizes that most South Africans aren't qualified to do anything based on their education. Not their skills, but their education. Yep. Yeah. Must make a video on how to fill up your car tank. Really? Are you serious? How are you going to buy a car without a credit rating? Well, Veritas, you could buy a used car. If you have a little bit of savings, if you have a little bit of cash on you, can buy a used car. You don't need a credit rating to buy a car. You will need to get insurance, though. You are required to have insurance, as far as I know, in every state. You have to have at least liability insurance. So, and don't ask what insurance costs, because car insurance is skyrocketed because of inflation, and it depends on what your sex is, what your age is, what your driving record is, what your marital status is. All of that plays a role, and your driving history. So without a driving history, you're put in a higher category, higher risk, even if you're 45 and never had an accident, because you haven't been here. We don't have proof of that. So your best bet is to get a letter from your insurance company, especially if you've been with them a long time, asking for them to give you a letter confirming your policy, how long you've had the policy, and whether you had any claims on it. If you have a clean record, if your insurance company take that, if an insurance company in America will accept that, then they can put you in a lower risk category. So you're typically going to start out in a higher risk, even if you've never had an accident, because they just don't know who you are. You're a risk. They're taking a risk. They don't know who you are. They don't know you from Adam or Eve. So you can be a higher risk. If you drive, if you're married, that's going to lower the price, because married people are presumably more stable than singles. If you're over the age of 25, your rate should come down. So all those things play a role. But I mean, my car insurance has gone for 2 vehicles from $70 a month to $118 a month, and I haven't had an accident. No speeding tickets, nothing. Just because the increase in insurance during the inflationary period. Yep, that's a lot more money than I expect to be paying for car insurance per month. Stormers for weekend win. Let's hope so. Guess we're cycling when we get to the U.S. Who needs a car? Well, good luck with that chronic equation. Where are you going to cycle at? The only place I can cycle around here safely is nowhere. Nowhere. I can cycle in my neighborhood and cycle to the local park and go there. But the roads, there's no berm. I'm riding on the roads, and there's some blind spots here. You get hit by somebody. The country roads, and you can't go on a divided highway on a bicycle because it's not a motor vehicle. You can't be on a divided highway unless you have a motor vehicle that can go at least 35 miles per hour, something like 50 kilometers per hour, something like that. Otherwise, you get cited for it. It's dangerous. So there's nowhere here to cycle where I'm at. Towns, there's place to cycle. Countryside, something, but not here. So reference to current consumer price index. What about Holden? Buy 10 armies. See you later. Got to go to work. Somebody loves something there. Oh, Miguel says you're looking for the JFK story. I haven't posted it yet, Miguel. I'm kind of busy. I haven't posted it. So you haven't missed it. Sorry you went looking for it. It's not posted yet. I haven't edited it. I got to work on it, okay? So also was checking YouTube standards, community standards, to make sure that I didn't violate them, because they're really persnickety when it comes to showing firearms. Jane Smith, hello to you. Low-cost housing based on income. Also, you want to be you want to be subsidized by the state. Is that what you want in PK? You want to come here and be on welfare? Is that what you're looking for? Yeah, people low income living in cities are often subsidized. Natural gas bills are subsidized. Those of us who pay our bills subsidize people who don't pay their bills. It's unfair, but it exists. Yep. They have these programs for low income people. So they don't pay anything for the natural gas. I have to pay overpriced for natural gas. Same with electricity. Yeah, poor people get over in this country. People are like, wow, what are you talking about? That's not fair. Oh, it is fair. It is fair. If you don't earn your way and someone else is carrying it, you get breaks. That's not fair. Well, Michael, you have to purchase the stand. Then you have to sign a long-term lease for the space. So I don't think there's any such thing as an average person here, Veritas. We have all different levels of skills. We have different levels of locations. So, I think it's hard to come up with that. Currently, predictions 100% true. Awesome, man. On the vid, how the ANC are using AWC against black. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I said. EWC will be used as a political tool to silence political opponents, or it'll be used to enrich Cater. And that, if that's happening in Northwest, that's exactly what I said. And Xavier, who in South Africa, now this I'll stand up and say, who in South Africa said that it's a political tool for oppression? It's to use against political opponents. Who has said that from the very beginning? Who has made that the point of their analysis from the very, very beginning on this years ago? And there's a record of it on here. And it doesn't matter whether you're black, white, or brown. It also doesn't matter whether it's ANC that's in charge. Any political party today will use that as a political tool. No one should have that tool at their discretion. If it's being used against blacks in Northwest Province, then what I predicted is already coming true 100%. Yep. Thank you for that, Xavier. It makes the head hurt. Maybe it's the aneurysm getting loose here in my head. I don't know. Being right all the time. Thank you for that, Xavier. Wife follows a guy named Gordon Ramsay. Oh, yeah, Gordon Ramsay's a pretty funny guy. Yeah. Kitchen Nightmares. What a great show. 8,500 is for the select few. Well, no, Veritas, 30,000 a month is for the select few. 8,500 is not that unusual. Teachers make that in many places in America. Christo Colota, welcome to you. Stop being so negative. We were hard workers. We were smart and witty. We will survive. Who's being negative, Chronic? Would you be able to live on $3,000 a month? That's cutting a bit closer. It depends, Kioma, where you're at and what you're doing. Yeah, you can live in a trailer somewhere, not have a bunch of luxuries. Yeah, just save your money, and then you can move out of that. Chris, can you retire on $1 million rand in South Africa? Could I retire on $1 million rand in South Africa? Are you asking me that? What, $1 million a year? Yeah, $1 million a year. I imagine I could. Virginia, no, Virginia is not the most similar to Durban weather-wise. Florida is much, and South Carolina much more like Durban weather-wise. If everything is paid like you said, then it's all good over here. We don't have anything left and need to make a plan. Nearly missed that, says Christo. Okay. Michelin star diner. There's our Michelin guide right there. Herman Volka, good morning to you. 1 million is like 50,000. You can buy a shack in the woods in the U.S. for that much and a shoebox apartment in Cape Town, South Africa. There you go, Stefan. Takes several hours to make good chicken, says James. Really? Anita says, I agree, Chris. Most South African citizens suffer from stress. South Africa has a horrible trend. Most citizens cannot make it the first week after payday. Jacques Boykis, welcome to you. Okay, can you then retire on $3 million? What do you mean, Razor? You mean have a nest egg of $3 million? And who are you asking? Are you asking $3 million in the U.S.? It all depends. So I have an income from my military service, which is for life, a retirement check, which is eaten away by inflation every year because the increases don't keep up with inflation. But so in real terms, I have less money every year as a consequence of inflation. Given the inflation right now, I have a lot less money in spending terms than I did when I served in active duty because I already took a pay cut, but going in retirement. But yeah, I can survive off of that, my pay, and but you can also work in retirement. There's nothing against that. Chris, do you think the program will have a cutoff line, an end date? I don't know about an end date, Johan van Rooyen, because I don't have any optimism that the ANC is going to get rid of its racist laws. I think they're going to keep them, and they're not going to go away as long as they're in power. And the ANC is not going to be out of power unless some bizarre coalition forms and the government collapses, and that's not going to happen. You're not going to see MK and or EFF join the DA to form a coalition for the betterment of South Africa. So you're going to be stuck with this. The ANC is not going to back down. You're going to be stuck with this until... And here's the other thing. The ANC... could have its own members of parliament revolt in parliament and vote against the bill that they put forward to get rid of these laws. And you could have 20+% from the DA, 22% from the DA, 40% from the ANC, and 62% ought to be enough. But if half the ANC vote against their party, then you only have 20% from the ANC and 23% from the DA, and they're going to need other parties to pass legislation. And then that's just going to fracture the ANC. So I think you're stuck with these racist laws, and that means that it'll probably stay open, at least throughout the Trump presidency. It'll stay open to South Africans, although it could end at any time. So, you take your chances. I've seen people make very good restaurant chicken in 90 minutes. Hit the like button, okay? My wife was attacked while riding her bicycle with two guys at crowbars. She still wakes up from nightmares of the event 5 years later. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, electricians, plumbers, masons are always needed. Yep. What did Johan van Rooyen ask? Chris, do you think the program will have a cutoff date? Well, no, look, Chronic, it's a fair question by Johan. I mean, it's a fair question. Will it have a cutoff date? And also, will it have quotas? Will there be a certain number of people? Well, traditionally, the way our refugee program has worked is we've had quotas. Only so many people per year can come. But this is a unique situation, so we'll see. I don't know. I can't make a prediction on that. I would think there's probably some kind of quota because they have an absorptive capacity. Usually, max we do is 150,000 people per year, but who knows? We can certainly take in more people than that. Dougie says, I have to try and survive on $350 a month. That really sucks, Dougie. That's nothing. That's $24 a month. That's nothing. Even people with criminal records still stand a chance. Yes. Well, I've said that, Christo. I've said that. I'm not a lawyer, and I've told you that. People ask me all the time, what if I have a charge for this? What if I have a charge for this? What if I was charged with murder? Well, people are charged with crimes all the time. People are convicted of crimes, sometimes unjustly. The fact you've been convicted of crime isn't going to preclude you from coming to the States. The adjudicator who looks at your case will make a whole person determination. I know that's works, okay? So, all right, so this is the information we have by doing background checks and you by interviewing. We found out this about you. You're accused of spousal abuse. You were accused of this, you're accused of that. You were never convicted. Case was dismissed, lack of evidence. Then we interview you, and we still think you're a risk based on your demeanor that you really do beat your spouse. So too bad for you, you're not coming. No, but it's a whole person. So I had a young soldier. The refugee status is very similar to the investigations we do for counterintelligence and for security clearances. I had a soldier when I was a young lieutenant in Germany, and we got a letter. It comes from the Central Clearance Facility, which is the organization that issues the clearances for the Army, for security clearances. And they have adjudicators who read, and they do a whole person concept. Now, if you go in the Army and you apply for security clearance and you've done drugs, say you're 19 years old, and you say, they ask, the interviewer says, have you ever done any drugs? Well, and the interviewer says, well, he smoked pot when he was 17. Really? Okay. How often do you smoke pot? No, I don't. I tried it the one time in high school, or I did it for a couple months and I stopped, or I don't do it anymore. I stopped last year. Okay. You take that into account. Okay. So have you ever been arrested for a crime? No, but have you ever committed a crime? Oh, when I was in high school, I stole a candy bar from a store. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So now you're 25. Have you ever been arrested for driving while under the influence? Yes. When? 3 months ago. 3 months ago. Okay, 25 years old. You're married. You got a DUI. You're 6-7 years out of high school. That shows a degree of immaturity for someone at 25. So I have to make a determination whether they can trust you with a security clearance. Are you trustworthy? If you are driving around intoxicated, you haven't shown a level of maturity, so you're probably not going to have your clearance. So it's denied. Now, in the case of a South African refugee, just making the situation up. Okay, you were arrested for assault and battery in 1992. According to the case file, you were in Alexandria, and it says here you got a flat. You were approached by 3 men, and an argument ensued, and you were accused of striking one of them, and you wound up in a fist fight. The police charged you with assault. Tell us about that. Well, I had a flat, and these guys came over and demanded money from me. Otherwise they're gonna rob me, and I said no. So I figured I'd take the offensive because they endangered me, and I hit the first guy, and then we went out in a fight, and I got charged. Okay, all right. You've been charged any other crimes? No. You got a parking ticket in 2016. Okay, parking ticket. Okay. All right. Whole person judgment. Nothing to that. Person can come. You see, it's there's a lot more to it than you realize, folks. It's not simple math, and it's a whole person judgment. They make a judgment in your case. So I don't know what Evan said, but as I've said all along, the fact you've been charged or convicted of crime will not preclude you. I mean, for instance, An Aung San Suu Kyi has been convicted of treason in Burma. Do you think we won't take her as a refugee in America? The former president of the legal president of Myanmar, she's being politically persecuted. We know that. Zimbabweans. Okay, so Roy Bennett was put in prison for treason over trumped up charges of weapons found on his farm, which weren't there, which were placed there by the Central Intelligence Organization to trap him. And he fled the country. But he did spend time in prison where he was raped repeatedly. Roy Bennett, an honorable man for the MDC. We would have given Roy Bennett asylum if Democrats hadn't run this country at the time. Yeah, so actually it was George Bush, and he never tried for asylum here. So he wound up coming to America later. I should have tried for asylum, went to South Africa and was denied. But he's allowed to stay there. So a whole person judgment comes into effect here, folks. The fact that you've been charged with a crime or convicted of a crime will not necessarily prevent you from coming to America. Haim Desrael. Now, if you've murdered somebody, if you're a rapist, if you're a pedo, don't expect to come here. We don't need that. So I don't know what Evan told you, but I've been telling you that all along since the very beginning. Christo, okay. Well, Johan, I answered your question, correct? Hey, Rentia, how's it going there? How you doing? Terrence Leeper, Gregory Stout. Starbucks can't make good coffee. Well, James, that's an opinion, one which I can't verify or deny because I don't drink coffee. $6,500 for a household of 4, but now it will be more. What's that, Erica? That's what you make per month? It's not a lot of money. $6,500 is not a lot of money. It may be a lot in South Africa, but it's not a lot. Speaking of cars, I would like to get myself a Nissan Titan truck. Very reliable. Okay. Bart would rather eat liver than onions. Martin, on that one we agree. I'd rather eat liver than onions, but on all things being equal, I don't want either one. We don't have money for insurance. Well, if you don't have money for insurance, then you won't have a car. Because you'll go to jail if you drive without liability insurance. You hit somebody, you'll be liable for all the damages by not having insurance. So then you won't have a car. You can't drive without insurance. It doesn't work that way. Yep. And a lot of places force you to show proof of insurance, and a lot of states are linked to the insurance company so they can verify if your policy is active, and they notify you. In fact, I got a notification from the state of Maryland my insurance policy was invalid and I was going to have to pay a fine. And I kindly wrote to them and said, nope, my vehicle's not registered in Maryland. I registered in Pennsylvania. It's no longer registered in Maryland, and therefore I'm not required to have insurance for Maryland. I have insurance for Pennsylvania. You don't know that because you're not linked to a policy for Pennsylvania. And they said, okay, thanks, appreciate that. Zandrea De Beer, welcome to you. Do I look tired? No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, that's not nice. I look tired. Gosh. Teaching experience, but could also not qualify here. I wanted to do nursing, but wherever we went, the government assistance is only for blacks, so we white people don't get help, says Liz. Okay? James is out of time. This is the last month for me. What are you out of time for, James? Why would anyone be stupid on the U.S.? You'll be fine. I have no idea what you mean by it. Tomahawk, what's going on, man? YouTube post about a massive brain drain soon, we believe. Oh, SB, there's already been a massive brain drain from South Africa. It just has continued for 25 years unabated. A lot of teenage jobs out there are handled by adults. That's true. That's why teens don't have jobs. You're doing a great job here. Thanks a lot. You're welcome, SB. My wife has just finished her nursing papers, but we'll need to get the papers converted. Yep. Apologies for asking this again. If it was answered, I missed it. The email address shared last night, is there a specific format you use? No. There isn't, Rudy. They don't tell you anything to put in there. I would just maybe I should make an exemplar, but I mean I don't want to give an exemplar and then it proves to be wrong. It's like, oh, Chris led us astray. But I mean, there's no advice. So my advice would be that you put in there, in the subject line, interested in U.S. refugee program for Afrikaners, and then put in your name, tell them that you're interested, size of your family, where you live, you would like to apply for the program as soon as it's available. And if you've got a couple instances of like, I couldn't get a job, I was fired from my job because the company wasn't BE compliant, so they had to fire me because I'm white and hire someone who's black, give them the date, something like that. Okay, if you've been a victim of crime where you're targeted because your race or your land was stolen or this, that, and the other, put a few instances of that in there and then thank them and make sure you put correct contact information and where they can reach you. Okay, that's what I would recommend. There's no format. And don't come back at me if that's not adequate, because I'm not working the embassy to see how they respond to that. You can imagine they're getting thousands of emails. They probably got people dedicated every day going through this, reading. Okay, file this one here, put this one here. Let's get in touch with these people, put them in a database. Whew, it's probably a lot of work. Rudy, good question. Happy to answer it. Okay, no one's asked me that question before, I don't think. Asylum depends on political climate of the country offering asylum. Well, asylum only applies if you're in the United States, so we're not talking about asylum. Garrett Ungra, good morning. Liz Wheeler Bluff, live up near Spar, near Beacon, going west. Okay, Gregory. Rouhani Fribus is here. How you doing there, man? Been there since 89. That's a long time. Earl Abraham Koch, welcome back to you. Must be the storm is sad that people think you're tired. That must be what it is, Adrian Flo. Okay, well, I'll take care of that. Hang on. Do I look less tired now or more tired? You guys tell me. Do I look more tired or less tired? Okay. Looks like a condom. I look like Dan Quarter. I feel like Dan Quarter now. Hello, welcome to tonight's show. Are you into ice hockey? I'm an ice hockey fan. Not field hockey. Girls run around in tight little skirts. But I like ice hockey. That's a man sport. You get a stick. You get on the ice. And you smack that puck. Woo, baby. I love me some Vegas Golden Knights. I love me some Golden Knights. Woo, check it out. Stanley Cup champion, Vegas Golden Knights. I'm going to try to say some weed. Get some Maui Wowie, man. Some really good stuff. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. My dog ate my stash, man. Yeah, I know. My dog ate my stash. Yeah. There's a Maui Wowie, man. Yeah. Anyway. Yay. Cost, transportation, depends on state and circumstances. Exactly. Some people pay nothing. Exactly. Yeah. Poor people get free passes in a lot of places. By the time we're finished this chat, I will not want to eat. $10 a pop. Yeah. No, man. It's really cheap. Got some good stuff here, man. Maui Wowie. Yeah, no. No, it's Labrador, man. Labrador? What kind of weed is that? No, man, my weed's Labrador, man. No, I had my stash, and my dog ate my stash, and I had to follow him around for 3 days with a baggie as he shit. And, so it's Labrador, man. I smoke weed with shit in it, Oh, my God. Cheech and Chong, Labrador. No, what's up, Tomahawk, man? No, you got to chill, man. You got to chill. No, man. Reefer, man. It's the good stuff, dude. There you go. There you go. Now I feel like a Canadian lumberjack. There we go. With the plaid shirt on and the hat like this. Hey, what's up? Have you been up here to Alberta in the oil sands? Yeah, we talk about our country up here. We got the First Nations. We like to go dog sledding up here. Sometimes I go up to Yellowknife. Up in Yellowknife, that's where you find Arctic air. It's a lovely place up there, but it's darn cold. I'm telling you, here in Canada. No, I'm loving it. It's fantastic. And, a lot of Americans like to come up here and like to tell us about how great America is. And always telling us about how things are lovely down there. Got to tell you, it's not my favorite place to be. Just saying. No, that's America. No, yep. I tell you what, if women don't find you handsome, at least they can find you handy. Know what I'm saying? Hey? Hey, you hoser, take off. All right, there we go. Got my trucker hat on now. Vegas Golden Knights, Stanley Cup champions. All right. You have to talk with the French. Oui, Charles. Non, je suis Canadien, je viens de Québec. C'est l'autre chose avec les langues de français. On parlait le français au Canada. Le chanson, c'est inconnu pour moi. Donc, je dois finir le chanson. Ah oui, c'est très joli, les gens au Canada. Les Québécois. Yes, French Canadian is a bit odd. Disney Snow White is getting bad reviews. Of course, it's woke, it's garbage, nobody likes it. Steve Young, welcome to you. Cousin Strawberries. Scaring the kids. Really? If it's Labrador, what Great Dane tastes like? Getting into acting, I don't know about that. I did acting, man. I used to do plays in German. Lindy says I make you laugh. You have to talk with a French accent. I forgot the A, says Rohan. Okay. Yeah, it was one of the best movies, man. Canada. That's good, Loretta. I like that. I want my 69 Chevy stick. What's my chance of finding one? You can find them. 69 Chevy. Let me see if I can find for sale. 1969 Chevy for sale. Okay. All right, near me. Let's see if there's any near me. U79 Camaro, 69 Camaro. Okay. 69 Spiel. Okay. Anton Myberg, thank you for subscribing. Okay, here you go. 1969 Chevrolet Camaro base, 69 Chevrolet Camaro, 69 Chevy Camaro base, 69 Chevy Camaro base. All right, not bad. You ready for this? Manassas, Virginia has one for $115,000. You can get one for $85,000, $135,000. That one's a convertible. Here it's 69 for $65,000, $168,000, $95,000, $69,000, $89,000. That one looks really. That's a sexy one there. I like that paint scheme. Look at that. That's $69,000. That's a pretty good deal. So if you want a 69, good luck with that, man. Good luck with that. Wow, here's one that only has 2,400 miles on it, a 1969 model. That's crazy. Found it 69 Corvette, Chevrolet Corvette Stingray for $56,000. Camaro, $89,000. Yeah, they're not cheap, folks. They're not cheap. So not my cup of tea. So good luck with that. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Okay. Tesla model costs $299 per month. Really? Drive a secondhand whatever car, which is what a lot of people do. The Q in the name. Okay. First time I have seen the Wicked Stepmother Queen was better looking than Snow White. Harleys aren't cheap. Small pickup is fine for me. You can get a bucky for a reasonable price. An old one, a used one. Yeah, you have to work a whole year just to save your entire salary to pay for that. That's crazy. Right. Where are we at now? 2,900 people. We dropped off. Where'd everybody go? They go to work? We peaked at 140, so that would have been 740. And then I think people gone to work. We dropped way down. We're at nearly 500 at that time. Okay. But can you speak Afrikaans English? Yeah, it's crazy expensive, Rohan. You're right. Yep, that's right. Gail Gado is smoking hot. If you say so. What are different driver's license codes? Yes, if you don't mind. Well, every state has their own codes. I don't have my wallet handy here. The codes are based on whether you need corrective lenses, what categories of vehicles you can drive, tonnage and such. Let me see what codes are on my license. Excuse me. God bless. It's congestion. I don't know if I'm getting sick or what's going on here. So, code of mine is Class C, single combination, less than 26,000 pounds. Restrictions, none. No corrective lenses required. It says if you move within 15 days, you have to update them your new location. So, if you're a resident of the state and you move within 15 days, you've got to tell them. I think the requirement is to have a driver's license within 60 days in Pennsylvania, which I did. I complied with that. Yep. So this expires next year. Damn it, these go fast. Yep. It's only issued in 2022. I don't even get it for I get it for 4 years. Sucks. Wow, it goes fast. So yeah, driver's license. I hate renewing driver's license. I wish they were for lifetime. Well, if you can repair cars, SVN, unless it makes you very valuable. Yeah, you can buy a cheaper car, but parts are getting expensive. But you can go to junkyards. There's plenty of junkyards around to buy parts for cars. Oh, we are way behind, Sue, if you're talking Dan Quarter. Jacques Dreyer has become a member. Thank you for that, Jacques. Appreciate it. J.D. Vance for president, okay. Are there jobs for disabled people that has qualification in health, safety, environment? Default. First off, I don't know what your disability is. I don't know what it prevents you from doing. So, I mean, answering that question is impossible. I don't even know if it's you with a disability. And I don't know what your qualifications for health, safety, environment, and construction mining. I don't know. You can't discriminate against people who are disabled in employment. It's illegal. There are federal laws against that. So if you're capable of doing the job, if you're not capable because of your disability, then obviously they can discriminate against you because it's not discrimination. You're not capable of doing the job. Anyway. Yeah, Shabir Sheikh doesn't get money from me. Your license expires every 2 years. That sucks, Steve, and that's crazy. Who's Dr. Ambrosini? Driver's license issue for 10 years in this state clearly is a vast range. Yeah, I don't know where you're at, Michelin Star Diner, where you get a 10-year license. I wish that was the case here. Germany, it's for life. You get your driver's license for life. But if you get pulled over for drinking, you're going to lose it for life, too. Hope glass breaks in the USA. It does. Might be useful. I don't know what you're saying, Christo. I want to take a look here. We've been chatting for a little bit. It is now almost 2 a.m. here in the East Coast. Okay. I'm trying to get 63,000 a day. I don't know if we're going to make it. Don't know if we're going to make it. So how are we doing here? Is it picking back up? I'm hoping this video makes it to 100,000. 91.5. Okay, so it's up to about 1,000 per hour now. It's not going to make it this hour, so it's down last hour. So, oh well. Hopefully it'll make it. Still got about 8,500 to go. Not quite there. So anyway, but I can't complain. It's still looking good. All right. Yeah, so where are we at here? Looks like my hopes for going to be dashed. My wife and grown kids think I'm crazy and pushing them to go. My heart just fell out of my... What do you mean, Michael? What's going on? What did I miss here? Isterfark is moving to Germany. Why is that? Kevin Bannister says, what's the chance of my 18-year-old daughter getting the U.S. military? Well, if she's physically fit and if she's not HIV positive and she doesn't have tuberculosis and she meets the health standards and meets the height and weight standards, the chances are very good of your daughter getting the military, especially at 18. Absolutely. She could even join from South Africa if she wants. It's not easy from there, though. But if you come to America, very easy to join the U.S. military if you meet the standards. The problem is only 18% of high school graduates are capable of joining the U.S. military. So most young adults are unfit or have criminal records or do drugs or do something that precludes them from military service. So very few people qualify to enter the military because our society has become fat and lazy and useless. Cargo van driver's license, a pain to get? I have no idea, Tim Martins. I don't even know what a cargo van driver's license is. A CDL is a commercial driving license. That's for driving semis, rigs, and heavy equipment, but I don't know what you need to drive a van. You also need one to transport, if you're driving buses and such. James lost a lot when the house burned down. I'm sorry to hear your house burned down, James. That's terrible news. I suffered through a home fire. I lost everything when I was a teenager. Lost everything. My stamp collection, up in smoke. Really sucked. I had to start all over with stamps and didn't do it till I was much older. You work with a plumber, okay. Hey, Earl, got to go do some work, okay. Online studying for plumber? I don't know, Gideon. That's not a field I'm into. Okay, Karen, thank you for your subscription. My recommendation to you, Gideon, is to do some research online. You can probably enroll in some sort of program, but usually a plumber, electrician, that's kind of an apprentice sort of field. You work with someone that is one, and that's how you qualify for it. So, no, Stephen Norkey, you can't join the U.S. military at 50. It's too late. Too late. Oh, Michael says, your wife thinks you're overreacting. Your children think you're mad. Well, Michael, I don't know your circumstances. Obviously, you have a reason for being interested in it. So it's a shame that your family feels that way. 19 lives with us. He's studying IT. Must he apply on his own? Jarethra, I don't know the exact answer to that. If he's still living at home and attending school, that would make him a dependent, which I would think he would be able to apply. You would apply with him as a dependent, but he's of age, so I don't know. But we won't know until they issue the guidelines. So just be prepared. You have to do it both ways, okay? Newest rumor, when we go to the U.S., we would be separate as families, individually plan to work in hard farms. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What moron is spreading that around? No, you won't be. You won't be. Nuclear families are not separated. That's bullshit. What a bunch of liars, and I'll call them out. Tell me where it's at, and I'll call them a liar to their face. They have no evidence of that. It's a ridiculous rumor. Why would somebody do that? Show me the refugees that have come to America who've been split from their family. See, that's the first question you always have to ask. When people tell you the bullshit, you go, okay, wait a second. The United States has had this law since the 1960s, and they updated it in 1980. And 3.9 million people have immigrated to America, or not immigrated, have come to America as refugees since 1959. 3.1 million since 1980. The other 800,000 before that. So of that 3.1 million people have come to the United States in the last 45 years, how many of them were split from their families? Now, you may have a situation where only one member applied and came, the rest of the family didn't come, but that's not the same. But you don't have families that come to America and then they put one here, one there. That's ridiculous. What, are you going to take your 6-year-old child from you and stick them in a foster home in Pennsylvania and send you to Utah? What kind of moron dreams this stuff up? It's like the FEMA tents. They'll be living in FEMA tents. How much will it cost to bring? Bets Corb, you've been here a lot. You haven't heard this? We've talked about this endlessly. You need to look that up for yourself. It cost me a fortune to take my cats to Botswana. I paid, I think it was $5,800 to take them there, and then coming back cost me like $2,800. So my cats cost me $10,000, 200,000 Rand to get to Botswana and back because I had to go through South Africa. If I didn't have to fly through South Africa, they would have cost me almost nothing. To bring my cat from Tunisia back to the States, I put him in the cabin with me in his carrier on the cruise ship from Tunis to Marseille. From Marseille, put him in the back seat in his carrier. He screamed like a banshee until I put a suitcase in the back seat, lift him up so I could see. He was driving me nuts like somebody was being murdered in the back. I was like, for about an hour driving like that, I wanted to kill him. I wanted to choke him. And I finally realized he was just terrified. So I put a suitcase in the back seat, lift him up. He could look out the rest of the road, driving up through France into Switzerland. He's like, he's okay. Never made a noise again. Took him, let him go to the bathroom a couple times, out in the bush there when I was in Switzerland. Then when I got to Frankfurt, went to the airline, paid $75 to ship him to America. $75. That's it. So I paid about 1,500 Rand to get him to America back in 2000. When did I come back? 2001? 2001. Yep. Prince came back in 2001. But from South Africa, it's expensive. It costs you a fortune. If your pets are your concern, you're going to have to pay for that. It's a lot of money. Me and my mom, she's 78 on pension. She wants to lose it when we get out of here. And I'm 56, been working as cashier and after investment and have an investment that I don't know what any of that means, El Marie. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. I know you're probably trying to say it in English. She doesn't want to lose her pension. Is that what you're saying? And you have an investment that pays $800. What, $800 a month? You get $800 a month. I don't know why it wouldn't keep paying. You could put it in your account and just transfer it across. You'll lose money in the conversion, but at least you still get your money. My husband had a place to stay and work USA. Offer from a friend. Do you think that would mention? Yes. Loretta would say that if you have friends in the States who would be willing to sponsor, if that's a possibility, or you have family in the States, you'd like to go to this place if possible. But I would hold that back, not in the letter. I would save that for when you go to the interview, if you get an interview. I mean, that's your decision. I mean, it's moved to Cape Town. My cat went crazy. Yeah, it's exhausting, Rohan. Oh my gosh, the drive. That's a long drive from Marseille up France, up to the Loire Valley, into Switzerland, and up to central Germany. Man, that's a long. I stayed overnight in Switzerland. Long drive. But once I put the cat up in the back, Prince was fine. But man, I wanted to kill him. I wanted to drown him in a river. Oh my god. Oh my god, the sounds that cats make when they're terrified. It's horrible. Horrible. My goodness. How would our personal debt affect me? It won't, Brandon. We don't care about your debt. That's South Africa's problem, not America's problem. The credit histories aren't linked. Your credit's not linked. Be honorable and pay off your debt. Do not abandon it. Well, Michelin, I would agree. People be honorable, but if you've been denied opportunity and a chance to generate wealth because of racist laws, I mean, do you feel an obligation to pay off your debt? I would, but that's me. But that shouldn't affect your refugee status whatsoever. I mean, if you flee from Sudan, they're not going to go, well, here you are in this camp in Chad. And, well, quite frankly, we noticed that you owe $600 to your video rental place in Khartoum. We're not going to let you come to America till you pay off that debt to that video rental place in Khartoum. Now, show us the receipts. I really don't think the U.S. cares about your debt. This is about your life being in peril. Your life is in jeopardy. You are at risk of dying. Hence, we give you refugee status. You're not even real refugees in South Africa. Whoops, something just crashed. Wow, what happened there? That's a new one. Can you guys hear me? Can you still hear me? My camera crapped out. It's not working. Can you hear me? Okay, so I'm still here, but my camera just died. I've had this camera for years, and just that's the first time. Wow, that's odd. Let me see if I can't crash it and get it to restart. So I'm still here. No, I thought YouTube died on me, but it didn't. Okay, let me get rid of Logitech Capture, End Task. Where's my camera at here? Doesn't show it. So let me try to start my camera again. I don't think it's... make sure it didn't... Yeah, that's still there. Huh. No, my camera just died on me. Wow. This is weird. I have another camera here, but I don't think I've got the driver set up for it. Where's the other camera at? I think I took it out of here. Wow, this is weird. Let me try this one here. No, the camera's dead. That's weird. Let me go unplug the camera and plug it back in and see if that makes a difference. Hang on, folks. Wow, that's never happened before. Where's this damn cord at? All right, I don't know if it's going to work now, but let's see. Might also be the software, but I think it's the camera. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, that's a new one. Never had that happen before. Wow. Wow, folks, I've been using this camera for years. That never happened. Thanks for not running off. Yeah, the streaming software is fine. It's just sponsored camera for Colonel Wyatt. Yeah, we're back. Mine's never done that. Never done that. I've been doing this for 5 years. I've done thousands of broadcasts. I've recorded thousands of videos, and I never had the camera fail. So I don't know if it's a camera or an instruction to YouTube, or maybe the fact that I leaned into the camera frightened the camera. So I just unplugged it, left it out for a second, and plugged it back in, plug and play, and it worked. Thank God we're not dealing with Windows 3.1. Whew, there you are. I'm here. I'm here. Are you there? Now, I deactivated an OBS. It didn't do the trick. It was the camera, not OBS. So, yep. Yeah, SCOM says hello. Let me check my SCOM to push. Okay. Oh, your camera is dead. Well, that scared me, man. I love this camera. So, look, this is the best camera available in the market, and I bought this thing like in 2011, 2012, something like that. It's a CS 930 or something like that. That the U.S. is probably difficult and different. I'd have to start from scratch, and that's okay. U.S. is not difficult. It's just different. Asking for a chance, safety of kids. I got you, Arnie Tennyson. I think that that Neil Diamond's comments about, why he did it for his kids and how they're flourishing here in the States was brilliant in that interview earlier today. Where we go, we'll listen without a picture. Okay, well, Kenpachi, some people left. Must be a non-Neanderthal camera. It is. It's not. Apparently, this is one of the Nguni speaking models here that was developed by people in South Africa, specifically for Logitech. It's a Logitech brand. My camera got expropriation. That's funny. I don't think you'd be running after C-130. We're not going to fly C-130s to South Africa. C-17s are more like it. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. That's never happened before. I guess it's a first for everything. I mean, I've had network problems. I've had software glitches in Streamlabs. I've had to use OBS. I've had strikes. I've had all kinds of issues with software. I had my motherboard was overheating. My processor was overheating because the cooling system failed after 3 years. So I had to get a new cooling system put in. My uninstalling software corrupted my registry, and I couldn't get the computer to run except in temporary mode all the time. I overcame all these obstacles, and now the camera. Rakes, enjoy the interview with Neil Diamond. Okay, cool. Yeah, James Lynch. Well, I mean, we've worked through all the issues. The good thing is I know a lot about computers, and so I'll be able to get through a lot of this. But I don't think I'm going to make it to 63,000, maybe 63,000 a day, but not tonight. That's for sure. Anyway, yeah, that was a little lame. I thought that was 91,000. Hang on a second. All right, it's getting there slowly. So we went 1,200, then we put 1,000. Okay, now we're just at 131, but it's early after the hour, so I'm gonna have to push hard to make that 10,000. But that from Iranian to Baltimore, nobody cares about that video. 3,300 views. That's wow. I thought that might have been interesting, but nope, not even remotely interesting for people. There you have it. There you have it. So I need to remember to do this. I need to remember to share this link about my video. So okay, cool. EFF. All right, cool. All right, I'll save that for a little bit later on. Yeah, Rakes, I used to build my own computers. This is a custom-built gaming machine from iBuyPower, and I'm not impressed with them for a number of reasons. First off, I paid for additional lights to be installed because I like the lights on my computer. I think it's pretty cool. They're supposed to be external lights. They didn't give them to me. So I paid for it, and then they sent me these crappy lights and told me to install them. They weren't even the proper ones. I also paid for a USB for Bluetooth, and the Bluetooth doesn't work. They sent me another adapter. It didn't work. It doesn't work. It's not recognized by the operating system. Also, they disabled Windows 11 on the motherboard, so I'm going to have to deal with that at some point so I can fix the motherboard, take that setting off so I can put Windows 11, even though I don't want it. And when I took it out of the case, I opened the case up to check it internally, and one of the RAM cards was hanging out. It wasn't mounted properly. They never locked it down, which led me to believe, did they even test the damn computer before they fired it up? But beyond that, I was pretty happy with it. I mean, it's awesome. The other thing is that they were pretty cheap on the coolant system. They only had a 2 fans in the top instead of a 3 fan, or is it 4 fan? Let me see what I got in here. Yeah, 3 fans. 3 fans, 360. It was only 240. So I have a 360 now with a much bigger coolant system, which does a better job. And there was no software to monitor it. All you had was a Windows software. The cooling system I have in there is a Corsair system I put in afterwards, which is top of the line. The Corsair system is brilliant. The only problem with the Corsair system is that I tried to install it myself, and all the connectors for the wires were non-standard from iBuyPower. So I couldn't plug it into motherboard. I had to splice it and put. I didn't have time for that crap. So I found a Marine who did it, and it cost me about $225. He fixed that. He fixed a few other minor problems that weren't properly set up on my motherboard. Yeah, and now I've also got a terabyte solid-state drive, which I need to install, but I couldn't find the slot on my motherboard. He said there's one on there, so I'm going to have to take a look at it and ask him where that slot is at. So, Meerkat enjoyed the interview with Neil Diamond. Cool. What do you know of Project Stargate or the CIA? Nothing. I know Stargate, SG-1. I know the CIA. I don't know anything about Stargate. Do you think the ANC will disallow U.S. planes from landing to collect refugees? Well, that would be a very serious diplomatic act, and I'm not worried about them stopping us if we want to do it. I mean, you're looking at an Air Force that's more powerful than the entire South African Air Force right here. This is my Air Force. DJI, Phantom. But this is not an attack platform. This is an intelligence platform. You see my camera mounted here on my gimbal, and there you go. So there you go. HD camera right there. More power than the entire South African Air Force at the moment. So, yeah, I think people go on commercial flights. I wouldn't worry about it. You're not going to see 17s flying in to pick people up. I'd like to hear your thoughts on the refugee program based on your best guess. Which state or city do you think most? Okay, obviously, Eric, you're new to the channel and not paying attention to my videos. I would ask that people. I only have top chat here. I just realized that. Now I know why I'm missing you guys' chat. It was stuck on top chat, so no wonder I couldn't find some comments here earlier. Eric, and I got to find where Eric went to. How many people know Windows 3.1? I don't know. I know it. I live with it. Yep. I lived with MS-DOS back in the day. Where is Eric at here? I'm looking for Eric. Alex K. What Windows is the fireside? I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. Not going to disagree with you. There's Eric. Okay, Eric G. Eric, did I pin at the top of the broadcast? Oh, this thing is playing. Stupid thing. All right. Did I pin at the top of the broadcast? I guess it's not there. The Substack. I would request that you go to Substack and look at the videos, okay? I've put them all on there. Put a lot of time and effort into this. Plus, I made a whole bunch of videos, and you can follow them in sequence there. They're listed in order they appeared on the channel. So you're going to find answers to most of your questions there. Pin the message. But back to your question. On the base, okay, we're not going to put all the Afrikaners. If you think you're going to go into a city with a bunch of Afrikaners, you're delusional. Okay, this isn't about your needs. Your need is being satisfied by your being given the opportunity to get out of a place where your life is in jeopardy. Done and dusted. From then on, it's our needs, our security. We don't pedophiles, we don't rapists, we don't murders. We don't need people who are security risks coming to America. So our needs are paramount. We're going to let you come if we determine you're not one of those things. Okay, then we're going to put you where there's space for you, where there's accommodation. Contrary to the liars in South Africa, we don't put you in FEMA tents. FEMA has nothing to do with immigration. It's about natural disasters. So you don't go in FEMA tents. That's a lie. We're going to put you in a place where there is a program that has life support, where there are non-government organizations that provide services for immigrants that we pay, for refugees that we pay $2.7 billion a year to help people resettle in this country with employment services, with health care, with counseling, with medical care, with all kinds of things, with relocation, with moving in, helping you get adjusted, get driver's license, get a bank account, get your social security number. All of that is done with sponsorship, and we pay. There are volunteers who are actual sponsors, but the organizations that run those programs get $3 billion per year. So our needs come paramount. You're going to go where we put you. That said, you can ask, hey, can I go to Massachusetts? I don't know why you want to go there, but why do you want to Massachusetts? Well, I work in information technology, and I know there's a lot of info tech companies there. Or, you want to go live in Dallas or in Austin, Texas, because you have a job offer there from Dell. You work for Dell in South Africa, and they'll hold a position for you in Texas. Can you move there? Or you have family living in California. Can I go live near my family? And they may accommodate you, they may not. But it has nothing to do with where you want to go. We're not, look, Eric, we're not inviting aliens to come here and form alien colonies. That's what the Biden administration did. They brought all these criminals in this country and dumped them in our neighborhoods and changed the entire character. Springfield, Ohio went from a town of Ohioans to a town full of Haitians, and it's destroying that town. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, right? No, my point is that you will go where you get put. Now, you're not chained. No one puts an ankle on a brace on your ankle to keep you anchored to where you're at. If you want to move around, you move around, but you're going to lose your support services. You're going to lose your sponsorship, and you still got to report in whatever requirements on the refugee program. So, you're going to go where you go. You're going to go where you go. My best guess is you're going to go where you go. Every case is different. Every individual situation is different. But what is not going to happen is you're not going to have your wife and your 2 kids and like, all right, Eric, you're going to Tallahassee, Florida. Your wife, Lizelle, is going to Virginia Beach. Your kids are going to be separated and put into foster homes in Montana and Texas. That's not going to happen. Anybody tells you that's a liar, a flat-out liar, and a propagandist. So don't listen to them. All right, that's the best answer I can possibly give you, Eric, on this program. I mean, you asked for my best guess. My best guess is you're going to wind up in one of the top 10 states that have refugees. And I've run through that list over and over and over again. The top 10 states for refugee status, for resettlement, in the most recent year in the President's annual report. Let's see if I have it here. I've got so much crap here there's my dental thing. I still haven't gotten to the point because those people never answer their damn phone. So let me see if I got it here. Top 10 states. California is number 1. God have mercy on your soul if you get sent to California. Here's the number of arrivals per year. That was from 2023, the most recent report that was filed with Congress. Here we go. Here's the states. Is that the one? There it is. Refugee admissions by state in 2022. That was in the 2023 report. Apparently they didn't have it for 2023. Refugee arrivals by state, top 10 states where you're going to find yourself placed. California, and this will be consistent because of the size of the states and absorptive capacity. California, Texas, New York, Kentucky, Washington, North Carolina, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Arizona, all of which took in at least 1,000 refugees. All right. For comparison, California took 8.5% of the total. Texas, 8.3%. So that's 17% of all refugee arrivals went to those 2 states. If you throw in New York, Kentucky, that's 27%. Almost 1 out of 3 refugees went to 4 states in 2022. All right. In 2023, we took in 125,000. That's what was allowed. And that was 40,000 from Africa, 15,000 from East Asia, 15,000 from Europe and Central Asia, 15,000 from Latin America, 35,000 from Near East, South Asia, 120,000 were regional subtotals, so that could have been anywhere. And we only took in 60,000 of those. The projected arrivals were only 60,000. So the authorized ceiling in 2023 was 125,000, and we took in 60,100 refugees in 2023. So given the level of interest of South Africa, we could bust that. Now you're going to watch 60,000. That means I don't have a chance. We took in 162,000 Afghans in 3 weeks when Joe Biden destroyed Afghanistan. So, don't get wrapped around the axle about quotas. Don't get wrapped around the axle because none of that may apply to the South Africa program. Eric G., did I answer your question? Okay. Florida is not even in the top 10. Did I mention Florida? I don't recall, or did I say Florida? No, Florida's not even in the top 10. Why do you think you're going to go to Florida, folks? Florida is only ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th rank. It's only in the top third of states in America. So, chance of going to Florida, worse than coming to Pennsylvania. Yeah, my aircraft does work better than the South African Air Force, Charles. Usually it's 100% operational readiness rate, OR, but right now I'm at 0%. Lap decided to fry itself until I get another one. I'm stuck with a little notebook, half capacity. Oh, that sucks, Vera. Good to see you back, though. All right, let me catch up. Let me go back to where Vera was there. Okay. So Loretta says, my son asked me, but Mom, what happens if they're striking, protest the airports trying to stop us? What can the U.S. do? Nothing that will. Well, okay, Loretta, calm down. First off, are they going to strike every single day for 365 days a year? No. They're going to grow tired, so don't lose any sleep. And next thing, they're not going to know who's a refugee. You're not going to go to the airport with a big sign, I'm a refugee. People fly to the airport every day. Doesn't mean there won't be strikes at the airport, but the police need to make sure that the airports are clear because there's legitimate travelers. The ANC have to travel from place to place. They're not going to leave the airports blocked. So tell your son to take a deep breath and relax, okay? Chillax. Also, if things got dicey in South Africa and violence started, Gaborone is a short drive away for people in Northwest and for people in Gauteng and for people, down in Mbombela. It's not that far to get to Maputo, So there you go. There are other ways out of the country. Such gloom and doom. Yeah, well, not from me, Micheline. I'm not the one giving gloom and doom. You growled at a Marine named Eric. Good for you, Eric, James. He's trying to say U.S. won't be able to fight against protests because it would look bad for the U.S. All right, Loretta, see, this is what irritates me. And I'm not irritated your son, but stop forming fantasies in your head, okay? All right, this is a fantasy in someone's head. There's no... By the way, I still have my freaking St. Patrick's Day mug up there. I need to take that down. I just realized it's right there in front of the goat. Yeah, people need to stop with this nonsense. Well, what if the sky... I like with Trump. He's like, well, what if this? Well, when he was talking to Paul Botha, described, when Trump was talking to the press in the Oval Office with Zelensky, and they're like, well, what if... And Trump said, what if a bomb fell on your head right now? That's ridiculous, What if the sky fell? What if a meteorite lands in South Africa? What if? Okay? There's not even a program. People getting themselves all worked up over nothing. Nothing. I'd worry more about your safety going to work or school today and what happens to you at ShopRite, Pick and Pay, at Menlyn or Canal Walk or somewhere like that, or at Waterfalls Mall in Rustenburg. I'd pay more attention to that than worry about a refugee program right now. Stop getting worked up over nothing. It does not exist. When it exists, then you can freaking wet your nappies or wet your pants or crap your pants or go, it's not for me, it's unfair. But until then, it's just a bunch of nonsense. People work themselves up over nothing. And I know it's easy for me to say because it doesn't affect me directly. But honestly, Loretta, tell your son to take a chill pill. What if? All right? We don't even know where it's going to happen, if it's going to happen, how you're going to get here. Maybe a boat pulls up in Cape Town or PE. Get on the boat. And we put 1,500 people on the boat. Maybe that happens. Who knows? Do you think it's hard for us to put a carrier strike group and take 15,000 people and put them on aircraft carrier and cruisers and battleships and accommodate them? Not hard at all. Been done before. Putting a water cooling system in as I'm using Adobe Pinnacle and did macro for using. Okay, Rakes, thanks for sharing that. All right, I hope you didn't take that the wrong way, Loretta. Okay. What can the U.S. do? Nothing? Well, that's nonsense. We can do all kinds of things. We can do all kinds of things. We have the ability to do anything we want. We can put a man on Mars if we want, put a man on the moon if we want. We can do what we want. We choose not to do it in most cases. The United States is an incredibly powerful and well-equipped and well-prepared nation. We have the resources to do anything on this planet we want, if we want to. We choose not to, oftentimes. My mother says Sasa, so she'll lose it if she leaves the country. The 800 I get is from investment for my father's. Okay. Elmarie, I would recommend that you watch my video about finances. Why would your mother care about Sasa, 350 Rand per month, if she's going to get Social Security supplemental for that she never even paid into, which is far in excess of that? What is the Social Security supplemental payment? Okay, I don't know if she'll get it, but SSI payments, okay? SSI payments for 2025, okay? I don't know how old your mother is. I'm just guessing she would qualify for it. Okay, let's go to that. Social Security benefit payments. That's a schedule. That's not the amount. I don't want the date they pay on. How much will it be? All right, so in 2025, the maximum monthly Social Security income supplemental for an individual will be $967. That's 2.5%. Okay, $967. Okay. Who gets SSI? Okay. Who gets SSI? Okay, benefits. All right, let's check that out. Okay, Social Security, supplemental Social Security are designed for individuals who are 65 or older, blind or disabled, or who have no little no income resources. So your mother would fall into the little no income, and I assume she's 65. So $967 a month. All right, she's getting $350 a month in SASA, and your mother's worried about SASA. Okay, let me put this in perspective, okay? 967 times 19 Rand is 18,373. So your mother is worried about losing 350 Rand when she's going to get up to 18,000 Rand, having never paid into it at my personal expense. I don't think your mother understands what's going on here, and nor do you. She's getting 350 Rand a month in SASA, and she can get as much as 18,000 Rand a month in US for free, having never contributed to it. I wish people would watch my videos. There's a video, income. It's on the Substack list. It talks about the source of income. It talks about all the different refugee cash assistance and all the other programs and SSI. I'm not guaranteeing that your mother would get it, but she would qualify based on what the standards are. Does that help, El Marie? I hope that does. The 800 you get from investment from your father's estate. Well, if you got money coming from an estate, you're still entitled to that money. If the money's there, you'll get it. They can't deny it to you, not legally. So you just have to convert it to, dollars in the States. That's all. He's trying to say the U.S. won't be able to fight against protests because it would look bad. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It'll be up to police to do that in South Africa. All right, I hope nobody's taking that personally. I'm not striking back at you. I'm just trying to make it clear that the arguments that people are giving me for not doing refugee are weak. They're weak. And it comes from a lack of information or understanding on the part of people asking questions, which is understandable. I don't expect anybody to be an expert on this. I shouldn't even be an expert on it, but I know a lot more about it than most people. Brandon says, love the channel. I watch you every day, but often can't watch you live. Appreciate your dedication and patience. Well, thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. Sue says, we'll never leave you. Camera shy. What would you say is the minimum amount to live comfortable? Oh, my goodness, Deval Duplessis. I'm not. Okay. So if you only heard part of the $8,500 conversation, why didn't you go back and listen to it instead of asking me to say it again? Okay. It depends where you are at and what kind of lifestyle you live and how large your family is. And that's the answer. Göring from Kapitsky. Wow, you sound like some ritzy German nobility there, my friend. Your videos do not pop up my feed since yesterday. Cannot find last night's video with Neil Diamond. I'm always being targeted by YouTube. But I don't know. That's why you can't find it. I don't know why you can't find last night's video. I'll put the link there for people who can't find it. So let me go to my interviews. Live. It's still there. It's had 10,000 views. Let me see. 11,900. People are still watching. 785 people have found that video in the last hour. I don't know how they found it, but you can't. Shareable link. Okay, here it is. There's the Neil Diamond video. If you want to go watch that, open up a new tab, save a bookmark. Okay, there you go, Neil Diamond. So, am I being targeted? I'm always being targeted. Okay, to be honest, if I'm for an opportunity to go and start over, then I would grab it with both hands. Yep. I'm no alien, I'm from Earth, says Isterfark. Okay, Copy's here. What's going on, Copy? 100 Copy, eh? Apple myself in the 80s. What's that? Okay. Radama did DACA. What about DACA? That's illegal. Violation of the Constitution. You need to have the authority to do that. James says, speak up. About what? 8,500 is more than enough. 4,000 is also more than enough. Well, no, Michelin, depends where you live. Depends on how you live. Will we know where we're going before we come over? Yes, of course, Yolanda. You're going to have a plane ticket taking you somewhere. You're going to have to know where you're going. How would you not know? Look, I'm not picking on you, Yolanda, but okay. All right, so I want the refugees to line up over here. We're going to fly you to America, and we're going to give you a ticket that doesn't tell you your destination. And on your luggage, there'll be a code that you won't be able to decipher is where your bags are going to go, because we don't want you to know till you get there. So welcome to OR Tambo. We're going to get you on this flight, and we're going to send you to America. I'm not going to tell you where you're going so you can't call anybody. We're going to confiscate your mobile telephones and your devices, and we're going to put you on a plane. And then we're going to send you to Tennessee. We'll make you squeal like a pig, boy. Come on, Yolanda. Seriously? Honestly. I'm not picking on you, but are you going to know where you're going? Of course you're going to know where you're going. What are you asking me? You're going to know in advance? I don't know. And also, if you know in advance, it could change. Maybe an NGO stops doing services in Seattle and you can't go to Seattle anymore. So they divert you to Nashville, Tennessee. My goodness. Stop with the immigration questions. You're not immigrating. You people are not grateful here. I'm sorry. You're not grateful here. I don't see anybody going, oh my gosh, my life's in peril. Can I come now? It's all like, well, can I take my dogs? What about my guns? I want this. I want that. Okay. All right. You all going to be fine Americans. You got a lot of demands. You want. You can want in this hand. You can want in that hand. You crap in this hand. Guess which hand's going to fill up first. All right. I know you're just asking questions, guys. I know you're just asking questions, okay? But I mean, of course you're going to know where you're going. You're probably even going to know the name of your sponsor before you even arrive. You'll probably be in communication with a sponsor. Pretty good chance of that. I really need to go interview one of these Ukrainian refugees that's here. But if it's one of the ones who has temporary status and not actual refugee status, then they're probably not going to want to talk to me. Anyway, of course you're going to know where you're going, Yolanda. I mean, you have to have a plane ticket. You have to have tags on your baggage to show where it's going and destination. So you will know. How far in advance you'll know, I don't know. I can't tell you that. Guys, this isn't a normal program. You're being gifted something that nobody else gets. I don't think it's sinking the heads of South Africans that 7.6 million Africans are ahead of you. But Trump has put you at the front of the queue. They have to live in camps in Kenya for 20 years to get out of the damn camp. Or live in Darfur, or live in Chad from Darfur, or live in Uganda from South Sudan. For years, 7.6 million refugees. You have refugees from Somalia living in a camp in Botswana for 25 years now. Almost 30 years. 5,000 of them. They live in a camp. There's no hope for them. Nothing. They can't work. They're just there living off state assistance provided by the American government. Not anymore. Botswana has to take care of it now. It's a gift. It's a gift for people whose lives are in jeopardy. You are jumping the queue over 7. I mean, I don't think anybody realizes. How many times have I said, do you realize that 7.6 million people in Africa are going to hate you because you just jumped the queue? You're going to come to America and they're still sitting in a shitty camp, living in the blistering heat and the stench and filth of Chad and Uganda and Kenya. Seriously. Honestly, as Austin Powers would say. Yeah, the refugees could be a very serious brain drain. That's why the ANC is so angry. That's why they keep calling the U.S. names. By the way, I had a bunch of news. I didn't even get to that. I'll save it for the morning. Can you maybe just explain to people how much work is really available? Oh my gosh, Leon Jarling. Again, watch the videos. 4% unemployment, 13 million vacant jobs. Is that enough for you? We have more vacant jobs than the entire workforce of South Africa. Okay? And guess what? There's going to be a lot more jobs when criminal aliens are kicked out of the country who've been stealing Social Security numbers. There'll be a lot more jobs available. No, you're not, Lynette. You're not coming to my house. Lynette, was it you that had the person that could talk to me about finances? Someone said it was you. Okay. Liver and onions. You are not endearing yourself to me, Lynette. Wyoming, Montana, Kentucky, in that order for me. Well, Charles, I have no say over it. Again, AJ Quinn, me and my partner. What are you guys, Australians? Get freaking married. What is this partner bullshit? Shit or get off the pot. My partner. What is that nonsense? What do you have partners for? I'm not criticizing you, AJ Quinn, but partner is not in marriage. Can't guarantee you're going to go with that person. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. It depends how they look at it. But America looks at it, marriage license. Marriage license. Anyway, whatever. You sound like Brits. Me and my partner, we went to the theater. Partner? Why don't you marry the woman? Make her an honest woman. Or marry the man. Anyway, whatever. Also, where's the best place to live in USA when you don't have a lot of humidity? Well, Devalt, don't live on the southeast coast of the United States. Brutal humidity. Don't live in the Gulf Coast. Brutal humidity. Louisiana, horrible. East Texas, horrible. I've been down there in that humidity. Houston, it's horrible. You don't want humidity? Arizona, New Mexico, North Texas, Colorado's pretty good for that. The mountain states, you'll get humidity, but it's not oppressive humidity because it's not hot. Yep. The humidity's not bad here except for some days in the summertime. It's vast and the cost of living depends where you live. Exactly, the Michelin star. Thank you so much for that. You never told me where you live. Kentucky is a really good place. Well, James, for a lot of people. Doesn't interest me, though. Which state in the U.S. gets the most rain? Well, probably Washington State. We have a temperate rainforest on the Olympic mountain range, the west coast of, it's the wettest temperate rainforest on the planet, if I'm not mistaken. It rains like crazy, but nobody lives there. It's all park for the most part. But you get a lot of rain in Washington State. It comes over the mountains. The eastern side of Washington State is high desert chaparral. It's dry as a bone, but the western part along the coast is very wet. So, yeah. Not your business. Welcome to you for the subscription. As someone with no degrees or high school certificate, could I join the Army if I was accepted to the refugee program? Nope. You have to have a high school diploma. So, Kiyomi Fenter, you cannot join the U.S. military unless you are a high school graduate. Now, there are exceptions when we're hurting for recruits. They'll lower the standards, but you don't want to enter the military without a degree. Very simple. If you have an education, you somehow manage to get one, take the general equivalency diploma. That's a GED that qualifies, and then you're a high school graduate. It's a test you can take. Oh yeah. Even if I don't have a base GED, what I just have? Yeah, GED. Yeah, but you can apply. But I mean, your chance of getting it without a high school diploma are slim. There are times we take no people with high school diplomas. We need educated people. We need literate people in the military. This is not a conscription force. It's a professional force of the most talented people in the world. The stereotype of dumb people in the military is bogus. The people in the military are very bright, very talented, and in many cases very educated. So, for instance, I went in the Army after a year in college. While in the Army, went to school at night and on weekends. Over a 3-year period, managed to achieve an associate's degree, so earned 1 degree while in the military. Then I went back to university, earned my undergraduate degree. Then I went back to university and did postgraduate studies at Iowa State University and did my thesis there. Then I did another master's program and got a degree from Troy State University while still in the Army. I went to the Army War College and graduated from that for yet another master's degree and continued my education throughout my entire military career. And that's just me. I'm one officer. And most of that was done at my time and my expense. Some was paid for by the Army. So, yeah, we expect people to be talented, educated, and to be literate and functional in society and have critical thinking skills, regardless of what their rank is in the military. And that's highly encouraged for non-commissioned officers, and it's required for officers. So, yeah. But you'll have to have a high school diploma or a GED. Yep. Gerard wants to go to California. Well, good luck with that one, brother. Good luck with that one. Stefan says he's glad he's still single. Explaining all this to a friend of mine, yet he still says things like the refuge is only for farmers. Well, I mean, I don't mean to put you in trouble with your friend, but your friend's a moron. Your friend's a moron. He's a dumbass. You know, why do people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about run their mouths about shit? I know that was profanity. I hope there weren't any kids in the room. But why the fuck do people don't know what the fuck they're talking about run their mouths about shit? Honestly. How hard is it to go to the White House website? It's the 21st century. Everyone's got a web browser and a mobile phone. Type in whitehouse.gov. Look for presidential actions. Piece of cake to find. Go back to February 7th. There is the executive order. No word farmer, no white person mentioned in the frickin' order. It's, you know, he thinks he knows what he's talking about because he thinks his shit doesn't stink. Because he thinks he's so smart. Well, he's stupid. Your friend is an idiot. Invite him to my channel. I'll call him an idiot. If he wants to tell you people like that. Wow, we got a super chat. Finally. It's the first one of the night. Been a very dry night. Thank you for the 2 pounds, Houtman. It's stupid. I mean, you can't help stupid people. Stupid people should wear signs. They should wear signs. That way you don't ask them questions. I don't know your friend is bush-belled boat, and I don't have anything against your friend. But if your friend is so arrogant and ignoramus to simply not bother to take the time to be a literate person, to go read what it actually says, then that's on him. Whatever. You know what? So this is what will happen. If this program comes in effect and a bunch of people leave and things go to shit, all these arrogant asshats that talk about FEMA tents and it's only for farm and it's only for white people, they're all screwed. It'll be too late. They'll be at the back of the queue. And they can deal with what happens afterwards. That's on them. Anyway. I don't know what to tell you about your friend there, Bushveld Boat. Michael McCrill, getting upset like you do does not help. To say all South Africans don't get it is fucking insult. Hey, Michael, fuck you, buddy. Fuck off. No one asked you to come here and be an asshole. You don't need to be here. You can release your member and let the blood flow from your genitals back to your brain. You don't curse people? Well, fuck off, buddy. I'm cursing at you. No one asked you to be here. No one asked you to be here at 2:30 in the morning interrupting my program with your rude comments to me. I don't know who you are, Michael McCrill, but you don't need to be here. Find someplace else to be. I'm sure there are people that have your worldview and enjoy you. So go find something else to watch. Enjoy yourself. You're rude to me, so fuck off, buddy. Hit the road, Jack. Don't look back. This is free advice, dickhead. Free advice. And your feelings are hurt? What a wuss. Hit the road, buddy. Hit the road. I've already given $130,000, conservatively speaking, of free advice, which has been 100% accurate. And you want to sit here and be a little crybaby because your feelings are hurt? Bye. Seriously? 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 Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Take that back or this channel will be shut down. Do not curse at people. What's your problem, Michael? Who are you? Who are you? And by the way, you're threatening me? Who the hell are you to threaten me? I didn't say anything to you. You come in here and insult me, and I didn't threaten you. Threaten me? That's fine. We'll report you. We'll report you to YouTube for your behavior. That's fine. You've threatened me here. We got a screen capture. We got a screen capture you making a threat. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Yep, we got a screen capture of you threatening me. So there it is. So you want to come in and threaten people on YouTube? That's not allowed. You're not allowed to threaten people here, buddy. Not allowed to threaten people. Florida is humid. Yeah, it's very humid, James. Not my cup of tea. Easter Fox getting an American wife in a pickup truck. Some partners can't get married. Gerard, look, I again, you're not getting the point of there. I was making fun of what the Brits do. The Brits don't say their wife or husband; they say their partner, even when they're married. I don't get that. That's a British vernacular use. You missed the joke entirely. Yeah, you can Google agents. Anyone can sit and yeah, anyone can take the GED. You don't have to. It's yeah, Ohio does have a lot of humidity. You're right about that, Fred. I know. I don't go to Ohio. Oh, you don't want people to go to Ohio. True, Chris. We who lost everything don't care about the state of anything else. Yep. I'm holding back doing anything about the program. Question is it wise or would you suggest sending email? Willem, I can't make a recommendation for you, but I mean, if I were in your shoes and I was interested, I would express my interest because people who sent emails to the embassy are the ones who got contacted by the embassy. So, you know, in the preliminary look. So take a look at that. Yeah, people are going as refugees, not on vacation. Friends in the USA work really hard. They don't F around. If you work hard, earn good. In America, you get what you put in. Yep. Dog ears. Kiyome said, you're amazing. Why keep fighting the trolls that want attention? I'm not fighting. Just the guy was rude. He got back what he deserved. Love it when you get upset. Love it when you're laughing. And love it when you have a good time. Well, thank you for that. Ooh, there's a donation of 200 Thai baht, I think it is. Thank you for that yacht, amazing yacht donations. Hey, good to see you again, man. Look, I don't want to argue with people. I don't want to, you know, but who is that? You can't cuss to people. Dude, this isn't a G-rated program. It's not for children. It's set up so that children can't watch it. If you bring children in your room, you need to let me know there's kids in the room. All right? It's also morning time. The kids should be in school. Here's your sign, says Charles. I'm holding. Okay, so people are out and wind you up this morning. I'm fine, guys. See, okay, all right. Johan Dutoy. Okay, OGs. You're in the crowd. There's OGs here. The original gangsters. They've been with the program since the beginning. Am I wound up? Am I upset? Am I excited? No, you haven't seen me upset. You haven't seen me excited. You haven't seen me go off. You haven't even heard me spew profanity. Oh, and also I can go from 100 to 5 miles per hour, 160 to 15 kilometers per hour, and a drop of a dime. So I'm fine. I'm not excited. I'm not angry. JBG, what's stress? Dude, you guys don't know anything about stress. You really don't know what stress is. You're killing me. My daughter is right next to me. She is doing online schooling. Oops, Charles. Okay. Is the family 100% sure to take a refugee opportunity? Well, my apologies, Charles. You didn't tell me that. I thought your daughter... Okay. Talk to me about the partner thing, and that didn't hurt my feelings. I don't know where others get offended. Yeah, well, yeah. And AJ, I didn't. Again, I go out of my way to say that it's not to the person, it's to the question, which affects many people. But still, people want to act foolish. Klaus says, guys, to be honest, I'm afraid I can't miss a boat to keep my wife happy. Not sure what to do. Klaus, you got a tough road to hoe, brother. I'm not sure what to tell you. Telegram group can join. Yes, you can find. Well, you'll find out the information as we get it. So the Telegram group is here, and it's available. Lots of room. The WhatsApp groups. People keep sending me WhatsApp applications, and I've told you on every broadcast the WhatsApp groups are full, and I'm not making any more WhatsApp groups. Did our friend leave? Because I didn't censor him. Rukas Kotsia says, fairly easy to be an entrepreneur in the USA. You're not being naive, but businesses fail all the time. Businesses fail all the time. Loretta says, oldies understand 100%. I like your tulips, Colonel. They are growing bigger by the goats. Yeah, the goats might eat them. The purple ones were all the way up here. They were beautiful. These are new ones, but there's 4 of them. You can't see one because its stem is kind of behind there. But thank you. I love tulips. I really do. Yeah, use headphones. You're going to watch with the kids around. Yeah, that's a good idea. Know what you get when you come here. 20 seconds. Nobody to read this. Skip their BS. Michelle Janssen from Lansbury, you're welcome. Where's Hendo? He's probably sleeping. The guy needs some rest. Advice, are you willing to be able to give it? Well, Proud and Anthony, if I can give advice, I'm happy to give it. I mean, honestly, seriously, people come here and whine about me, saying F, free advice, Yeah. Show us your cat. My cats are passed. I don't have them anymore. I'm allergic to cats now, courtesy of sitting next to burning oil wells in Kuwait for 7 weeks after the Gulf War. These are my cats. The black and white one was Prince. I adopted him in Tunisia. And the gray and white one was Tara. And I adopted her from a pet shop here in the States because Prince was kind of lonely. So there's Tara and Prince. Yep, both have passed away. Prince lived to be about 11 or 12 years old, and Tara lived to be 23. She had a hell of a life. 23 years for a domestic cat. Yeah. So Tara was named after Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There were Willow and Tara were the 2 characters from that show, and so she was Tara. Yep. So those were my cats. They both passed. Yep. Thank you for asking, though. But I don't have any pets now. Oh, there's just the one troll. He was just being, his feelings were hurt, and he was rude to me. If he hadn't been rude, he could have said, "Hey, could you not use profanity?" That would have been fine. But, he just was disrespectful and rude to me. Michael McCrill. And then he threatened me. I mean, that's why he got smacked. What are you threatening me for, man? What are you threatening me for? I don't know who you are. I didn't say anything to you. I didn't target you. Oh. New Nick says, thank you much for the truth, the humor, and patience. Really appreciate your content. Do you know if American preschool and primary schools are like Trump is dismantled? Okay. All right. Again, here we go with the propaganda. So, what time did you send that? 2:36. I'm way behind there. I'm going to go way back here. 2:36. I'm way behind here. Okay, Houtman, I got that one. Okay, so I'm back here. Okay, now I'm caught. I'm going to try to catch up here. JGB says, would you know what the American preschool and primary schools are like? Well, preschool and primary are not the same. Preschool is for kids before kindergarten. So you have preschool for little kids. We didn't have that when I was a kid. Then you have kindergarten. Some kids went to kindergarten. I didn't go to kindergarten. Then you have primary school. And the Department of Education has nothing to do with them whatsoever. And Trump has not dismantled the Department of Education. It still exists. He wants to get rid of it. Guys, you don't understand America's system of government at all. The Department of Education doesn't do education. It employs overpaid bureaucrats who make directives and dictates telling people how to run education. They have no positive impact whatsoever. Educational standards in this country went from here like this since the Department of Education was created in 1979. Not just because of the Department of Education, but for a variety of reasons, including a lack of parental involvement in education in many cases. But the Department of Education can disappear tomorrow. It'll have no impact on education. Education is determined locally by local school boards and state standards in each state. So it has nothing to do with that. So divorce yourself from the Department of Education. It has nothing to do with it. Worry about the school board where your kids go to school. That's what matters. JGB, okay. Yeah, motorhome, it sounds like a perfect life, except it's not. It's appealing for some people. Petrol's expensive, and it gets old picking up moving all the time. But a lot of people like the life. I thought about doing it. James Lynch is a high school dropout. Well, if you want to join the military, you're going to have a GED or a diploma. So please don't swear like that, boat, says Michelin Star Diner. No, Stripes is not even remotely accurate. Houtman, super chat. SASA for disabled and elderly people around 2,000, the 350 grant that they hand out just for the sake of it. All right, well, if it's 2,000 for the elderly, thank you for that update, Devald. Yeah, I forgot the retirement, but 2,000 versus 18,000. Kim, I appreciate all the work you do. We have a mentally disabled son. Where can I get more information regarding services, residential care in San Antonio? Well, Ivan Collar, I don't live in San Antonio. My recommendation is that you search San Antonio for services for disabled. I mean, that's pretty easy to do. Let's do San Antonio. Where's this at? Services for mentally disabled. Child. You got seniors, veterans. You got it for all disabled persons. He's not a child. He's 24, so I'll say disabled persons. Okay. In San Antonio, resources for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities include the ARC of San Antonio, the San Antonio Independent Living Services, or SAILS, the Mission Road Ministries, offering various services like case management, advocacy, residential programs. Yeah. And it talks about these things. Texas Health and Human Services, state-supported living centers, intellectual developmental disability services. There's other resources like the Disability San Antonio, the City of San Antonio Disability Access Office, the Bexar County Resource, it's in Bexar County, the Alamo Area Council of Governments, the Easter Seal San Antonio Rehabilitation Center for people with disabilities. They get to work there. Yeah, there are all kinds of things. You can find these things on Google, folks. Google's your friend. It really is. It really is your friend. It really is your friend. So, Amelia says, I agree. Most people without knowledge of what entails, also being lied to half their lives, paying for corruption. Yeah, well, that's no reason to come in and insult me. I mean, I'm not putting up with this crap anymore. Look, I'm 60 now, so people treating me with disrespect because their feelings are hurt isn't going to be tolerated anymore. And frankly, I'm going to pull out the colonel card. I'm a retired colonel. You don't talk to a colonel like this, and you're going to say you're not in the military anymore. You know what? I earned the respect. And be some jerk off and come on my channel and start insulting me because your feelings are hurt. You know, the proper approach would have been there. Hey, listen, I got kids here, or do you mind not using profanity? That's a fair question. I try to avoid profanity for most of my streams, and my prepared videos don't use profanity almost at all because that's more of a record. This is more of a conversation. So that would have been the appropriate approach there, not to just threaten me. I'm gonna shut your channel down. Really? Because you're a jerk? Wow. Anyway, thank you for that, Devald. I actually knew that about the SASA grant for retirees, but it's late in the morning. I forgot about it. Thank you for the super chat, Hauptman. Good morning, Johan Dutoit from George. And then Google is your friend. Yeah. I know American technology is much more advanced, so my plan is to upgrade my skills. Okay, cool, Anton. PH says, now you have 2 super chats. 70 rand. I just got to it. Thank you for that. You sent it some time ago. Please watch Refugee's video. Yep, the link is at the top for the Substack. The G-Man, come, don't be so sensitive. Are you talking to them or to me? No swearing. Rohan, 40 rand. Thank you for the super sticker, Rohan. 40 rand, appreciate it. You know, American tech isn't always that advanced. Well, I don't know if I would agree with that. Put him in his place, says Isak. Hey, Isak. People are going over as refugees, not on a vacation. Okay, I've already been there. That's hotful. Okay. I'm holding back. Okay, I already got there before. My friend says we can't bribe. Yeah, and there's no bribe keys, and you'll be living in FEMA tents. No, JGB, I'm not in stress, man. So, okay. Cats will meow, dogs will bark, and trolls will troll. No, I won't block him. No, not yet. Amazing Yacht Destinations. Thank you for all the truthful information. It helps me now with getting my wife to understand as she's been following all the fake news. Still waiting and hopefully we'll accept it. Yeah, Amazing Yacht Destination. Thank you for the 200 top buy. Again, all we can do is share what we know that's factual. And notice how the embassy finally put out the frequently asked questions 5, almost 6 weeks after I did it. and it's short. It didn't answer all the questions I answered in the first video I did on that was prepared specifically for that reason, but still it answered a lot of the questions. Kentucky's good. Okay. All right. Your device will not work with Verizon or Sprint. With luck, it will work on AT&T. That's not true. That's not true. If you have a GSM phone, multi-band phone, it'll work on their networks. It'll work. I buy international phones and use them on U.S. networks. They use GSM. It used to be CDM, but not anymore. Sprint is part of T-Mobile. It's all GSM now. They've done away with the previous phones. My old phone is a paperweight. I can't use it. I had to buy a phone to stay on Sprint. So I have 2 T-Mobile accounts because they bought Sprint. We're going to want to get a SIM for you. You don't want roaming charge. You're going to get a SIM from here. It's not that expensive. Helpman gave £1.99 for another super chat. Colonel Chris laying down the law. Okay. Digital Spark, appreciate it, Colonel. This is why we want to leave. We want to leave. The people only complain and do nothing to improve the country. Okay. I'm a dog and don't read this. James, I read it. There's still very little known. We'll have to wait for the program officially launch. Yep. Well, there's little known, but there's a lot of common sense that gets applied. Thanks for the answers. Okay. My daughter's right next to me. She's okay. Sorry, that was earlier there. YouTube unsubscribed me for some reason last month. I had to resub yesterday. I've been subbed here since the riots in KZN. Yeah, VK fund him every. Yeah, that's a thing. They do that all the time. I don't know if it's intentionally targeting my channel or it happens to everybody. We know, for instance, Hendo, like 4 years ago, was unsubscribed from my channel 4 times on the same day, and he was a moderator. He came back to the channel and he still had moderator status, but he was unsubscribed. Go figure that one out. It's crazy. Erica's been unsubscribed multiple times. I don't get it. I don't know if it's a glitch at YouTube or it's done intentionally, but yeah, and it's unfair because it takes. I mean, if you don't watch a channel for 3 years, I can understand them unsubscribing you. But when you watch a channel regularly, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I put the Telegram group there for Michelle. Okay, she's more adult than most of the trolls. Okay, Charles, thank you. Again, my apologies for kids in the room with the potty mouth. Yeah, I didn't say dingbat doorknob, so I wasn't even upset. Okay, catch up here. "20 seconds, nobody read that, Chris. Skip their BS. All I can say is hoorah, Chris, says Reg Dodd. Maybe I can email okay, you can email me or WhatsApp me. Well done. Treat people like they treat you. Exactly. I didn't treat that guy rude. And that guy came and insulted me and threatened me. He threatened me. I didn't threaten him. I just told him to screw off. I showed the cats. Yeah, they'll call me mean. Kids swear more than adults these days. Boys have penises. Girls have vaginas. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Still never forget that. What's with this chat, man? It keeps jumping all over the place. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is where I was at. What the fluff? I just think people in South Africa aren't as accustomed to the level of freedom of speech you exhibit, Chris. Could be, JGB. Could be. Could be. But I mean, look, guys, you have to understand that the conversation we have aren't the same conversation I have when I don't talk like that when I'm in front of generals or when I'm working in a formal job. This is an informal thing. We're chatting here. It's just us gals, you know? It's very different. And my prepared videos don't have that sort of thing. I go out of my way not to intentionally insult people personally, except for, public figures are different, but I don't insult people personally on my prepared videos, and I try not to do it here too. Yeah, cats are amazing creatures. They are engineered perfectly by nature, or God, whoever did it. The first Gulf United States used, yes, they did, Holden Caulfield. I know, we used depleted uranium. My battalion used them. We fired depleted uranium rounds, absolutely. Oh, Willem, lost your cat on the 3rd of March. Oh, shame. $100,000 coming here? Oh, we'll see. Yeah, 23 is a long time for a cat. Black and white cat called Prince. Really? Okay, that's cool. I believe it, Lynette. Cats are not very intelligent, says James. Really? I would disagree with that. Sue says, well said, Chris. Exactly what I said last night. Click off if you don't like Chris cursing or being honest. Ruckus, he says, thank you. My cat's name was Fungus because she grew on you. Oh, that's cute. I don't know if the name Fungus is cute, but the concept is cute. Please don't change your ranting on my behalf. It's thoroughly entertaining, says Charles K. Call him a deuce, Chris. You say it's so nice. Peter Edward Charles. I've yet to see any channel not getting trolls and idiots where white South Africans top. Exactly, Shadow Seeker. But where Sneaker, we usually don't deal with it in the morning. It's usually my noontime broadcast where they come. When people get something for free, they push and abuse and take. Exactly. That's the tragedy of the commons, Anita. When people don't have skin in the game, then they don't, so. Okay. Let's see how my phone is doing. I gotta make sure I got a charge for tonight. Okay, I'm at 75%. I'm okay. Okay, Rohan, the best move is to have states decide standard. Yep. You're welcome, JGB. I want to say it's human nature, but it's more like how someone was taught as a child. I think you're right, Charles. I mean, as children, we were told that children are to be seen and not heard from, So I was very shy and reserved. Oof, yeah. This version of me is not the version of me at 17 when I went to college. Angry Bird Lady's back. What the fluff? Cats are very intelligent. Yeah, cats are incredibly intelligent. Her headphones on. Okay, Charles, cool. I have a mentally disabled grown-up son. Also check on the sport. Okay, Marike. But every place is different, Marike. Different cities and different states have different programs. So you have to know where you're going to wind up before you really can do serious research on that. I hope I answered that question with the person asked it earlier. Pen was blue, but want red. Huh? Thank you for what you do, says VK Fundameva. Some of us do listen and really appreciate it. I had money. Oh, no. Guys, okay. Let me cover this again, okay? I am incredibly grateful for those who super chat. Those who've been with the channel for a long time know that I was reticent to monetize my original channel. I didn't do so because I wasn't doing it to make money. I was just trying to make videos so people learn about what I knew about Africa so I could generate business for my channel. It was kind of short-sighted, I suppose. And my intent was that, but it caught on. I had viewers who were really, really into the program. They wanted the avatars for their membership. They wanted to show they were part of something. They wanted custom emojis. That was a big deal in 2020 for people on YouTube. So I gave in, and after I had been eligible for monetization for some time, I finally went ahead and monetized my channel. And I quickly saw the merit to it, why people liked it. And, I'm not going to deny the super chats are nice. I appreciate them. They help. Well, first off, they make it possible because YouTube has to make money. I mean, content creators moan about YouTube taking cuts. Look, I have a problem with YouTube taking 30% of my super chats and of my membership revenue. I think that's excessive. I think it should be 10%, 15% max. That's fair. They take 45% of the ad revenue. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I think that's very fair. They generate the auction system online. They bring the advertisers in. They put the ads on my channel. They bill the advertiser. They put it in my account. All I have to do is provide content. That's awesome. I'm perfectly willing to surrender 45% of my ad revenue and get 55%. It's the super chats, which come from my information or the content I provide, and they have nothing to do with it. And I think the overhead charge of 30% is excessive. But I'm grateful for that. Thank you all for that. But again, folks, if you don't have the money, whether you live in West Virginia or Western Cape, don't super chat. I don't want anyone to do without money they can't afford. If you can afford to super chat, thank you. If you can afford to be a member, thank you. I'm grateful. And actually, the money coming in now, last month and this month, is beginning to repair some of the deficit in my savings. But look, folks, I do things not for remuneration. That doesn't mean I don't like remuneration. Doesn't mean I don't need money. We all need money, right? But I do what I do out of the goodness of my heart. And you don't have to believe that. But I ran last year for office. And I spent out of my life savings 450,000 Rand to run for office because I was compelled to run for office because people asked me to, and I thought it was important. I was just doing the math how much it was. 450,000 Rand out of my pocket last year, my savings, to run for office, and I didn't win. I failed. That money's gone. I'll never see it again. I don't get it back. I've spent far more money than that on this program, traveling to South Africa, traveling to Botswana, traveling to the UK, traveling all over the United States to bring you content. So it's never been about that, but it is greatly appreciated. I appreciate immensely. Those who can super chat, those who can be members, it's great. But more importantly now, the more subscribers you get, the more people watch content, the more videos are watched, the more advertising is watched, the more revenue is generated. And that's, the advertising revenue. I was making literally $5 or $10 a month off of advertising revenue just 4 or 5 months ago. It was nothing. Most of the money coming to the channel came from super chats and some from memberships. Now, the vast majority of the revenue that comes to this channel comes from advertising, just from people watching the videos. That's awesome. That's what you can do for me. You can subscribe. If you don't have money, subscribe. Watch as much content as you can, because I know people have to pay for data sometimes, but if you have unlimited data, then watch it all. Or just let it play in the background. And tell people about the channel. That's what you can do for me, and I'm very grateful for all of that. Thank you. Hey, Angry Bird Lady. But thank you, VK Fundameva. I would love to travel from the East Coast to West Coast across America and see Arizona. That song, the Arizona Sky. Yeah, Steve Young. I've done that. I've traveled from Ohio all the way to Washington State, down the West Coast, and over to Arizona. I've traveled from Arizona all the way across the East Coast. I've traveled from Iowa to Seattle back and forth. So I've done the northern route, I-90. I've done I-70. I've done I-40 down to south, all the way across the country. I've traveled from Maine to Florida, back and forth. Yep, I've traveled all over the country. I've never been to Alaska. I've never been to Hawaii, but I've been all over. I've been down the west coast of California. So I've been down the east coast, been down the west coast, been across the southwest, been across the middle, across the north, and everything in between. Yep. My favorite route of all those would be going across the north, particularly when you start hitting the western side of South Dakota. When you get to the Badlands of South Dakota, from there all the way, the rest of the trip is unbelievable. All right, Arnold Folk, have a good day at work. Angry Bird Lady, some guy was just being rude earlier. He was threatening me. My wife says she would stay anywhere with a lot of crime or prisons. Being a criminal, she wants to work, so high crime. No, you don't have to be in high crime. There's prisons all over the place. There's a prison 10 kilometers from my house, or 15 kilometers from my house. I didn't even know it was there. It's a huge prison for the whole county. Yep. State prison. Georgia stream talking KSA. We'll keep that clip close to my heart. Okay. Okay. Are we children now that this person is offended by profanity or swearing? He or she must leave the stream and not voice their opinions. No, Moon Dancer. Who said you guys are children? I don't think you're children. I think you're all cogent adults. Doesn't matter your stance and use of language. You can't deprive someone of free will and autonomy. Well, you can try. Thanks for all the work you're doing, says Jonathan Janssen Fernandez. But please not put your focus on all the negative people's. Oh, no worries. Louis Basson, after watching you for 6 days now, I finally understand you. I grew up a bit different dialect of sailor, but your dialect is very civilized compared to what... Yeah, thank you, Louis Basson. Thank you. If you want to see what house rental costs, to check out Zello. Yeah, Zello's a good source for that. Thank you, Reg Dodd. Serious question, Colonel. Can I use the clip from my intro from yesterday? It's so on brand for me. What clip are you talking about? Andre Neathling, thank you for your membership. What clip are you talking about, Angry Bird Lady? Linda Fundanest, you're very welcome. Devald, sorry for all the comments on Chris, but I love the fact you know more about South than some of our own people. Well, I think I know more than most people in South Africa, but thank you. What else? Zillow for housing, good choice. Is finding a job without any formal degrees difficult? Not really, Ruckus. There's plenty of work for people. You can be an apprentice, an intern for places, but education does help. It does help. Yep. What is so odd is that some people use profanities in their own homes and then chirp when it's heard. Yeah, it is, Val, isn't it? I know people like that. They're rude, and then when they're out in public and someone says something like they're church people. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they said that. And then you should hear their foul mouths at home. Yep. No, we don't have television license, Corny. We have free over-the-air broadcast, but only some channels. Yep. No, we don't do TV license. That's so socialist, communist, Europe, South Africa thing. We don't do that. I'm really confused. That would think. I don't know what the judge thing is there. Hey, GB, welcome. Problem with these snowflakes is absent dad and no more compulsory military service. Yeah, probably true. The frequently asked question was put together based on the Colonel's videos. Wouldn't surprise me. Okay. Do you have prepaid there? Yeah, we have prepaid mobiles, if that's what you're talking about. You're talking about, yeah, you can get them at Walmart or one of those stores. They sell them. Yep.
There's a whole bunch of those companies. Let's probably get more info from the embassy if and when, but how does your medical funds work if you have refugee status? I don't know what you mean by that, Amelia. What medical funds? Whatever you have in South Africa is not going to apply over here. Not going to apply over here unless you have like a travel thing, but that's not going to cover you long term. You're going to have to get medical insurance or coverage over here. Yep. Mr. QB, thanks again for your show. I sent my mail to the embassy this morning. Thanks for the info and contact the right channels. Do you perhaps have a cheat sheet to get acclimated to USA? No, I haven't done something like that. Maybe at some point I will. Micheline said, never bought a TV license. Why is that important? Well, in South Africa it is. I reckon your viewers from South can make use of it. Your cat was caught. Your cat had that name. That's funny. Superhuman, appreciate you. Okay. What do you mean by cheat sheet? I think he wants, just information about America. But I mean, I could write, I could write a Lonely Planet book on that. Late mother-in-law was a prof with a master's degree in literature, and she used to say, welcome to express yourself. And by the way, you're very sincere and love each other. Thank you, Tanya. Strange how people don't want to make money streaming, does, and some who try to make money don't. Well, I didn't do this to make money, and I wasn't making money for a long time. Now, when the original channel, after 5 months, I was making some money. I was like, whoa, look at this. I mean, I was like, this is impressive. I wasn't trying to make money. It was covering it covered my internet. It covered some expenses and a little bit of spending money. It was nice. And then they censored my channel and took it down. And then from that point in 2021 until now, all I've done is put money out of my pocket, money out of my pocket, money out of my pocket. I mean, my internet alone costs 6,000 Rand a month. Yeah, 6,000 Rand a month. Vera says, God bless you for all your hard work and what you're doing. You're very welcome, Vera. Thank you. No bribe rookies. Charles Langenhoven is leaving. Dude, you threatened that earlier. You threatened that when Neil was here, and you're still here. Your credibility is zero. We know you're staying. No, I'm not a Democrat. No. I have gray hair. Silver Fox. Well, Rihanna, I thought it went very well. I think that Neil acquitted himself very well. So you got to watch it for yourself. Peta Brown says, thank you for the time and energy if you voted South Africa. USA is the best place in our world. I lived there for years and regret returning. Oh, your green card got hijacked. Sorry to hear that, Peta. Been watching for a few hours now and no ads came through. Well, there you go. Maybe because YouTube is not putting them through. Once I have a job, USA will contribute to your channel for sure. We need to keep Colonel. Well, thank you, Fred, but it's kind of you to think of that. Yeah, I did part of Route 66. Old Route 66 is boring. People think it's cool, but I don't think it's that exciting. Neil Diamond was good. I think we all were just excited by the news yesterday. Yep. Alaska and Hawaii are beautiful. Yes, but expensive. Price of a new television in the States? Well, corny. Again, it's another thing. What do you want? Do you want a 23-inch screen? Do you want a 65-inch screen? Do you want a 78-inch screen? What do you want? And where are you going to buy it? I can go to the discount warehouse and I can get a TV for $100 and some. I can get one for $3,000. So, hey, Barbie. Oh, Barbie's been hiding, man. She didn't want me singing. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life's fantastic. Life in plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair, touch me everywhere. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. See, Barbie didn't tell me she was here all this time because she knew I would have done that. All right, Barbie, have a good day. Thanks for being here. Andre Neathling, thank you for becoming a member. She's already gone by now. That was a few minutes ago. We received your new passports. That box is ticked. There you go. See, truth is valuable. Didn't take months, did it? Jenny Roos this morning, please go and look at the interview with Neil. It was very interesting. Yep. Oh, my goodness. I was at the doctor's and you're still here. I was watching at 6 a.m. Sometimes we just keep going, Sometimes we keep going. TV's $400, but the stream on your computer instead. Well, Michelin depends what kind of TV you're buying. You can go to BJ's and get a TV for less than that. Let me go look at TVs and BJ's. Okay, BJ's. Look for TV. BJ's, low price club near you. I want TVs, electronics. TVs, home theater. Here we go. Okay, come on. All right. Oh, member price only. Some of them they won't give the price because they're only for members. I'm not going to log into my account. So here you go. All right. So there's a 65-inch television ultra high definition 4K with a 4-year coverage for $347. Are you serious? And it's a Samsung. 65 inches. That's insane. Yeah, stop that. I don't want the assembly stuff. Can you believe that? 65-inch. for $347. I guess I'm going to BJ's tomorrow. 65-inch TV for $347. Brand new. Brand new. That's a 65-inch. I was thinking I could get one for $100. Wow. Wow. Guys, South Africa, you can't touch this. $347 times 19 is 6,593 Rand for an ultra high definition 4K 65-inch flat screen digital television. You can't touch that. That's 40,000 Rand in South Africa, right? Come on. Come on, right? Angry Bird Lady. Oh, okay. Someone else getting her passport. James says my ex is such a pig. Okay. Hope she's not watching. TV license. Okay. Have you considered doing the tour divide? What's that? Hugo's saying, just skip the ads. You're stealing money from my pocket, man. Skip the ads. You don't have to watch them. Here we pay TV license. Yeah, you don't have to pay that here. Moab. Okay. Boston, Darden, South Carolina. Where do I go? I'm retired alone. Des, which one do you like? Son or daughter or neither? Leftists been getting away with serious crimes for way too long. Look at the BLM riots. Yep. What advice do you want for entering the U.S., Mr. QB? Be honest when the immigration officer asks you questions. Yes, I know, Culinary Pirates. BJ's. It stands for Berkeley Jensen. They weren't very bright when they named it. Wow, I want it too. 65-inch television, man. Like Dora the Explorer. Colonel, can you tell us when your next news update is and you're going to talk about so-called war talks on a map that mainstream media is blabbing about? Are you talking about where they said that Goldberg was from the Atlantic was in the conversation with Hegseth and they disclosed war plans? I'll talk about that tomorrow. My next news broadcast will be in about 9 hours. 9 hours at noontime. A graphics card in South is priced twice the price of the U.S. Yep. Have you ever interviewed someone who has totally different opinion than you? Yeah, absolutely, Maricat. I've interviewed people like that. You need to start working. Okay, it's $12,000 for the same. Is that all? Just $12,000? No way. 65-inch? Only $12,000? That's pretty good, actually. Wow. Was this 20 hours ago? Was what 20 hours ago? What are you talking about? Alrighty, folks. I think we're going to wrap it up here. It's late. We've been at this for 3.5 hours. Wow. All right. Be sure to hit the like button. Thanks for a little bit of super chat money coming in for the new members. And to the guy who was being rude to me, don't threaten people. I don't know who you think you are. You think you threaten me. You frighten me. That's just unnecessary and rude. If you didn't like the profanity, you could have just said, hey, could you tone down the profanity? Or you could have left the channel. Pretty simple. I mean, no one's twisting anybody's arms to watch the program. Trust me, if they were twisting arms, I'd have 5 million subscribers. Okay? Anyway, you guys take care. Oh, that JVC. Okay, JVC's fine. They make good stuff. All right, guys. Have a good night. Cheers. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here. See you in about 8 or 9 hours. Ciao.